The life force of your bond. A power like light itself. Unseen for generations. A dyad in the force.
Cricket.
All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dyad in the Force, episode 147, the one about Ahsoka. Since we are here,
baby.
We're back. Let's go through the introductions first. Joining us from all the way from the land of the Podwans podcast is Joe Pantoliano.
I guess I just love how Pep's just immediately out of left field as per usual. Hi, this feels weird to do after like 100 days of no podcasting. So I'm Harif. I'm 1/3 of the pod ones, as Pep just said. You can follow us every Thursday now, pre-recorded. We're not doing live, and we're also not doing Rebels coverage. We're just kind of doing more of a like whatever we talk about type episodes. And yeah, you can find it over at the Pod Ones on YouTube. And then if you want to follow my social medias, it's Harif Productions on Instagram, Harif_edits on Twitter.
Awesome. And joining us from Pineapple on Pizza is Lothal Youngling. How's it going, Young?
We are no longer friends. We are no longer associated with each other. Good. Been chomping at the bit like all of us. Super excited. Super excited.
Awesome. And joining us from formerly known as Eviers, Victoria. How's it going?
Yep. It's going! I'm so excited that we can finally talk about Ahsoka.
Absolutely. And as we segment into the next segment, which is the SAG-AFTRA update, which we normally have because of the dark times, it's over. The strike's over. We can talk about things now. The guidelines have been updated, and the floodgates are open.
Can we just real quick talk about the absolute insanity that is wanting to be able to make AI dead people act without the permission of their families? That's
So wrong.
that's so dirty. Like,
It's so icky.
It's so dystopian, like futuristic novel movie thing, and it's
Right?
just like, you know, if something like that had happened in the a movie like that had happened in the 80s, and it was like, oh yeah, that's really intense and really crazy, and it's like, no, we're actually fucking living it now. I don't like any of this. Again, AI is going to be the end of all of us. We're all going to die because of AI.
Yeah. And we're also going to die because of robots, right?
Yeah, AI robots and climate change.
Thank God.
What's going to come first?
Climate change.
okay, hold on. Maybe, much like Hala, the homeworld of the Kree, we can have a supreme intelligence that keeps the climate from not going haywire unless a destroyer of worlds comes in and just blows it all up.
Choco says, except the AI overlords.
Choco's like, I'm already bound to go.
Choco says that as he's opening Chat GPT in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. His background.
to be honest,
his background
Choco
is
died
AI.
a long time ago.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Wait, what?
I am the AI that is
God.
replacing.
Also,
Choco-
we have to prune you. Are you a variant? We got to prune.
Choco, do you have a green screen behind you?
Yes.
Maybe.
So the background is just AI.
So that means Choco probably is AI right now.
I mean, at some level, probably. Like, it's machine learned. For sure. The AI portion of what I'm using is the eye tracker. You want me to turn that on? It's super freaky.
No.
Oh wait, I wanted to try that forever.
All right, let's.
AI tracker.
Yeah, so I am using bits of AI, so I do apologize. Like I have the auto reframe, but you know what I mean. Like if I go like this, but I can go like this, and I can look wherever I want, and it's creepy because I'm not looking at the camera at all. That's why my eyes are.
That just feels wrong for podcasting.
I don't like it.
Yeah, neither do I.
No, I don't like it.
But I like the auto framing because it makes things easy for. Doesn't matter where I sit in front of my desk, it'll move it over.
Wow.
Anyhow,
That is AI.
On that note,
Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Though, I just wanted to shout out Harith's facial hair because I think it looks great. I think he does he not kind of look like a younger, like not cracked out Jared Leto?
Oh my god. What the hell?
What is this like?
Not cracked out.
Is this specifically like
I
pre
like it. I
the
like
Dallas
it.
Buyers Club?
All right, guys, I'm gonna go start a cult.
oh no,
Am I crazy? Does anyone else see it? I don't know. I think
I don't really look at Jared Little's face that much, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I try not to see him, but
okay. Well,
Well, I mean,
I mean,
it is
lately on
what
my
it
Instagram
is. It's out
Twitter,
there.
I've been
It's
getting a
out there in the world now. Harris mustache hashtag is out there.
I think it looks good. That's all.
We'll try to make it a thing. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We have Mary Ann Calfor. We have AJ in the chat. This stream is brought to you by OpenAI. Exactly. We have E-Ray Scarata, Lowrider. I am Asian Batgirl.
It is a can't miss episode for sure.
Absolutely. We have DePaul. We have Alex. We have Nia Annette. We got Eliana. We got a lot of people. We got Dakani. Everybody showed up. Kay Stanley showed up as well.
Oh my
Cole
god,
Casper
Kay's here.
showed up. Trelly showed up. He says Trelly on the TikTok side said Morbius. It's Morbin time. Man, everybody was just waiting for today. The floodgates were open. How do you guys feel about everything that has happened in the past week? All of the trailers. Is there any trailers that you guys have seen in the past week? I know we're going to talk about Ahsoka. We'll talk about Ahsoka. Don't worry about it. But is there anything like that came out that was popping? You're like, oh my gosh, I can like finally all of this stuff we can see.
No.
Did you
I
guys
mean,
I've also
see?
been in a
already
conference
been-
all week, so.
Oh,
Ooh.
What, Victoria?
Oh, well, it's already been greenlit because they got like the okay, but I'm really excited for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Right.
I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
I
Did you
actually
read the
just
book?
finished reading the book. I just finished reading the book last week, so I'm really hyped now. Cheyenne just finished too, so we were talking about it.
That's cool. My wife
Yeah.
is super excited, and yeah, well, I actually never finished watching the other movies, but
Oh, neither did I, don't worry.
Boo. What? Boo!
I mean, I read all the books, but I felt like the third book was super rushed, and like part of me didn't actually okay, if you haven't read this book yet or seen the movies, I'm sorry, this is going to be a spoiler, but like I didn't actually clock that Gale was the one who basically played God and then got Prue killed. Did not clock that in any capacity. And so when everyone was saying like he's a war criminal, I'm like, wait, what happened? It didn't keep my attention after like book 2.5 for me.
That's fair.
I objected morally because there kept being movie trilogies that would have 2-part last movies, and you're like, it's 4 movies. Just say that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks, Twilight.
Thanks. Redacted franchise.
Anybody watch
Yeah.
the Marvels?
Oh, yeah.
Not yet. I want to. I need to. Very excited for it.
It was a lot of fun. It was good stuff.
Lots of fun.
But you had
That's what it-
specifically mentioned trailers, and we're going to be talking about a Filoni property. So, anyone see a live-action Airbender trailer?
No.
Yeah.
Yep. Looked great.
I did, but I've never seen the show, so
Same.
I don't have any emotional attachment to it. I know. I need to watch it. Everyone says I'll like it because it's very like.
How did it
Rebels-esque.
look to you though, as someone who hasn't seen the show?
It looked really good. Like, it looked solid. I'm interested in watching it, but I don't know if that's a bad idea since I haven't actually seen the original.
I think just jump in whenever. I mean, I know so many people that jumped into live action One Piece first.
I did that. I've never seen One Piece, but I watched the show and it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another trailer
Kinda the
that
same.
dropped. Live action Yu Yu Hakusho. Hakusho. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Did you see that trailer, Pep?
Yes. It's actually made by the same people who did Tokyo Revengers live action. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
Um,
That's super awesome. Other handful of stuff that came out during this period is we haven't really been able to talk about Barbie, about Oppenheimer, about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was an absolute banger of a film and the best soundtrack.
Movie was so funny.
Oh,
I wasn't expecting, like, I was like, I don't want to watch that. And my husband, got it for us. And I was like, this is actually hilarious. It was so good.
it made Ice Cube terrifying again. Yeah, that was good stuff. Blue Beetle was another one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Loki, our
Oh,
flying
Tommy just
threat.
said it. Mission Impossible was great. Dead Reckoning, I thought, was just as good as the other 6.
I actually didn't see that one. Ugh.
Neither did I. I should.
I
It's
actually
on 4K
didn't see
Blu-ray now.
Barbie or Oppenheimer either. I think
I
it's
didn't see
just
Oppenheimer.
I haven't seen Oppenheimer, but I've seen Barbie.
Saw Barbie.
Yeah, I saw Barbie. I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to see Oppenheimer. Everyone says it's amazing, so I probably will still check it out.
I mean, it's coming out on digital on Thanksgiving, so after you're done with your family, go watch Oppenheimer.
Go get even
That's
more
it.
depressed.
yeah.
That's what it
that's an
was.
option.
It was like I'm already kind of bummed out, and then I know this movie is just a major downer, and then even after it's over, I'm gonna be thinking of like, they're like we're gonna test explosives here because no one lives here, and then like indigenous people are like we all live here. Please, like, can you not? They're like, no one lives here.
Choco, can you vamp for me really quickly while I try to fix what's going on here? Because TikTok
right.
is smooth.
So if we are doing a little chunky on YouTube, that's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Little chopper.
And
oh man, I can't wait till we get to the point where we talk about Chopper because that little menace. I think
Made me
they did
so happy.
they did the least amount to obscure what he was actually saying, and it made it better. Also, coming up soon is going to be giveaways because both Pep and I actually did get Ahsoka merch boxes, and but couldn't really post about it. So we have a bunch of Ahsoka stuff. So yeah, we'll be sharing the wealth as soon as we
That's
can.
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to give something away?
What do
Sure.
we have to do?
Eat pineapple on pizza.
no!
Again, we are no longer friends. We're no longer friends, Pep.
I'm just joking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. A lightsaber force effect setting for Ahsoka. Is that intriguing?
Exciting.
I actually will need you to vamp for me because I have to open my door really quick.
I feel like Suki is being a guard puppy.
No, it's
try
my
to
wife.
fix things.
I have no choice.
Look, they're dieting. One's vamping for the other. Who knew this was possible?
Let's see here. Chopper's overrated, but he's good. Lowrider says, "You guys discuss."
Also say hi.
Oh my gosh, hello, baby. Hello. I would drag my dog out of her bed, but she might actually eat my face off, so I will not do that.
She tried to open the door, so.
Oh, sweet baby.
Yeah. She's like, what are you doing here?
Like, hey, Mom, why is attention's not directed at
Yeah.
me?
She said, no closed doors. Oh, other baby. Hi, Sydney.
I apologize. I'm trying to fix things simply because it's been a while since we've had a lot of guests.
I was gonna say, goddamn Pep, get it together.
We're no longer friends yet.
No, we are. That's why we get to shit talk each other.
I swear I'm gonna roll up to DiadCon. Young's gonna walk in, and Pep's just gonna be having pineapple on pizza, like right there next to it.
Probably just to antagonize me.
We'll be making it rain, but it's raining pineapple pizza. Just slices. Just
Oh, I think that's the problem.
Okay.
toss them in the air.
Pineapple on pizza?
Okay, now, aside from the pineapple on pizza, can we all agree
Oh no.
that we're getting berets, wine, and cheese for Andor season 2 when it comes out?
Yeah. When was this decided? But yeah, I'm down for that. Just a big old charcuterie board.
Yeah. No, this was
Jesus.
decided for us by Star Wars Theory. He said that, all Andor fans just talk about art history. from the
Adrian
20s,
Penny joined the Dyad
drinking
Squadron.
wine.
Hey,
I missed
thank
that.
you.
Taco, what?
Thanks, AJ, for joining the Dyad Squadron. Appreciate you. Say that again, Choco. I'm sorry.
What is? Oh, that's you knocking. Doesn't matter. We're going full fancy because Andor apparently is only for snobs, I guess. But also like wine and cheese is great. So like, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I mean, I'll commit to the bit. Even though we're not doing reactions anymore, I'll commit to that bit. I'll do it at home.
Yeah, we will
I know things
watch
are changing
Andor
on
all
the-
day.
On the YouTube side, but that's just me live doing things. Anyway, I think that's
Is there live tweaks?
yeah, I think that's all we're going to do for now. What were we talking about?
Is Harris drinking water now?
No.
Nope. That's a big old cup of gin. No, I'm kidding. He's got there's some Sprite or something in there.
I got some Sprite Malibu.
Yeah.
I got some straight Toki.
Jesus Christ, Pep.
Dang.
See, I try to be subtle with mine. Pep just does a straight up bottle.
Just gets the bottle.
I haven't washed those glasses yet. That's why. So, it's straight from the bottle.
Also, just real quick, I want to shout out in the chat. We have AJ 16-bit Star Killer, who does stream on Twitch and has a fun little community. Plays a lot of older games, which is a blast. As well as our good buddy Cal Forer here, who streams right after this. It's typically Squad Up Saturdays, but I think he might be playing through all of Halo right now.
Yeah, because it's Nostalgia November for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think AJ is also playing Alan Wick. John Wick's brother in his sequel. Alan Wick 2. That's my brother.
I joined his stream, and like the character on screen was this like a black woman going through with a flashlight, and I was like, a woman of color. What is this, Alan Woke?
Oh my god.
I felt good about that.
People have been asking if I'm woke, and I haven't had an answer. But I'm thinking I'm woke. All right, I think everyone is dying now.
Yeah.
So let's
Get to
just
it.
press the play button on Ahsoka. We can finally talk about this masterpiece of a show that has gripped our inner hearts and our outer hearts and our heads for the last 4 months. Choco, take it away.
Sorry.
Because you...
I'm just a very imaginative person. So I was like gripping outer heart and inner heart and middle heart.
So Kalima, we're sacrificing to the pits of Kalima.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But yeah, just right off the bat, I was so bummed that we couldn't do all of our reactions live. But I don't know. I thought the story was beautiful. As a big lore fan, a big Force fan, a big Jedi fan, this did some magical things and brought me back to the sense of wonder that was always present in what I love about Star Wars. But I'm curious, when it hit at the very beginning, first couple episodes, what sparked, what resonated with you guys?
Just seeing everybody
anyone
brought
can
to
jump
live
in.
action. That's what got me. And then to also have the Purgle like just be on fucking screen and we actually get to see the Purgle. And I thought they did so well translating those bright purple, very bulbous cartoons and make it look fairly realistic and bring elements of a lot of marine creatures. I thought they did so well. It was so cool, but also the inside of that mama's mouth has got to be so rank. Like, I hope they had their filters on hardcore and that shit. Yeah, just to see everyone brought into live action and then I'm sorry, so he's like the little brother that was so fucking annoying and you had wanted nothing to do with him and he goes away to college and you come back and see him and you're just like, excuse me, who is this full grown ass man? And like, I was so conflicted. I'm like, I should not be attracted to Ezra. He is of age now, but I should not be attracted to this fucking man. But I just thought he did so well. Like someone made a TikTok and it kind of showed a side by side of Ezra and Rebels and Emin, it was like, what did we just talk? And just like he got Taylor's just cadence and mannerisms down so well and brought it into live action. I was just very grateful for that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about him on, because we're all in on Natasha.
Literally.
Yeah, she was also great. Made me really happy. And I feel like one of the things that I don't know, maybe this is just a hot take on my part, but a lot of people were kind of upset on like how little she divulged to Ezra of what happened the last 10 years. But if you think about it, that is Sabine's character, because she barely divulged to Hera and Kanan, like why she left her family, and it took a lot for her to open up about like that trauma, and then she suffered all this other trauma and then she didn't tell him. Like, I wish that she should have told him, and I kind of wanted a fallout between her, not a fallout, but Ezra to like, look, I did all this so Thrawn could now come back, and you're telling me you risked everything just for me, and now Thrawn is on his way back. What the fuck, bitch? What the fuck? But
I mean, also
it didn't go that way, and I understand, but it was like part of me kind of wanted it like that because that just seemed a bit more realistic to a degree. I don't know.
I like it, but I also feel like Ezra, with the way he kind of reacts to it, is kind of like, I kind of expected this from Sabine, because he has that little line to Hugh Yang where he's like, yeah, she's hiding stuff from me. I don't really care.
I agree with you, but I also feel like Sabine deserves to be a little bit selfish.
Oh yeah, no, with all the shit she's been through, it makes so much sense. It makes the utmost amount of sense. Because he's her last family.
Yeah.
Well, besides Hera.
I feel like the moment that they reunited. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that was like the most frustrating thing for me throughout the strike is people were criticizing Sabine, and I was like, no, she's being very in character. Like from the second episode, I kind of figured that her whole family had died when Mandalore was glassed. I couldn't imagine Dave letting them live through that, so I was just viewing her as like, okay, she's this really depressed 30-year-old lady living in like her missing brother's house. She's lost everything. Of course she's going to be,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was really frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I compare. Sorry, you go, Brandon.
No, you go ahead, Harris.
I like, for the most part, like maybe because it was the similarities and how close it was to the Last of Us discourse. So I was thinking of it in that way. It's like, to Sabine, Ezra is her galaxy. There's nothing left for her. So of course she's going to be selfish. Like, why would anyone expect anything different? It's kind of like similar discourse where it's like, It's like, yes, is she saving the galaxy at large by destroying the map? Yes, but to her that doesn't matter. That's not her galaxy. Ezra is her galaxy. That's her entire world at that point.
I like that sentiment.
You were supposed to save the
Sabine-
world. I did.
Sabine has always put family first, and Ezra is her family. And like, if it was my sister, I would have traded anything for her. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like most of us would make that decision. Like, if you had to choose between your sibling and everything, I'd be like, okay, sorry guys, but I'm going to get my sister. You know?
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
that's valid.
it was kind of capped off really well, with the whole in Rebels. He said, "I'm counting on you." To the first thing he says to her is like, "I knew I could count on you." And I think at that moment, it wouldn't have mattered what she told him, but I think they were both just kind of within their own feelings of the reunion, that like his question is like, how'd you guys get here? And then she's like, oh, we'll talk about it later. He's like, all right, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I see you met my friends. So
Yeah. That's typical Ezra. He's just overwhelmed with happiness. He's going to be like, I'm not going to press her on it.
Yeah.
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 And he got
Let's
one on
see,
her by saying it worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
We got Chase in the chat who has disappointment because Shin and Sabine didn't fall in love.
I don't know. It looks like the whole cast is rooting for them now. So
Wolfriend, it's everyone in the cast is such a
Wolfriend
Wolfriend
Nation.
stan to the point where it's just like, damn.
I mean, we saw Iman's Instagram posts.
Yes, they're all rooting for it. So.
We shipped
I
it.
mean, half the time
He's
watching it, I
cute.
was quoting Tia, just going, "Look at these two lesbians."
Sabati? Shabine? Hatim?
Loretta says Sabine isn't gay, right? It's never explicitly stated, but when her friend shows up
She's
in
gay.
Rebels, I'm just like,
She's gay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. She's for the she's the gays and the they.
Yeah.
She and not straight. Oh my god. I saw a
Yeah.
couple of people who were making like ship edits, both her and Ezra, and I wanted to vomit and just like make reaction videos of that. But of course, strike was still going on, so I didn't say anything. But I'm like, you guys.
Those are the
suck.
people that
Absolutely
still
suck.
ship Luke and Leia.
I mean, I do love how immediately, because I was worried about it, I was like, oh no, is Dave gonna do it? And then within seconds of the first episode, you're like, nope, they're not gonna do it. Thank God.
Yeah, bit that.
People were still in denial after they said that line, though. I was like, really?
What
Really?
drives me nuts is that like men and women are allowed to have platonic love. Like it drives me absolutely batshit crazy that a man and a woman who are of the same age and like have been through all the trauma together, like they immediately shit them. Like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. Platonic love does exist, and I'm just like, oh, it makes me icky. Don't like it.
It's the Finn Ray discourse all over again.
Yeah.
Although there's
Let's see.
nothing, there's also nothing
Sabine-
wrong with her being bi either.
Yeah.
True.
But she's queer. That's all I
Sabine
gotta
could have
say.
treated
She's
the
queer.
Mandalorians like her family. So there were no Mandalorians to find. She would have to figure out where they were in order for that to happen. And we don't really know what was going on in the galaxy in regards to the Mandalorians at that exact time. But for a long time, they're pretty hard to find.
Yeah.
Also, ain't no way she's joining the Children of the Watch. No.
Sabine would literally walk into the room and they'd be like, Sabine would immediately take off her helmet and they'd be like, you're out.
Yeah, no. She's not a rule follower at all. There's no way.
I also don't think that her family is truly dead.
God damn it, DePaul.
What?
I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Just...
What did the Paul say?
Anyone else care to read it?
Spaghetti is straight until it gets wet.
Oh my God.
How do you follow
Well,
that?
what do you mean? You don't think her family is gone?
No, I don't.
I'm so intrigued. Really? Because I've always assumed that they would have been gone in the purge.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's what everyone is doing, is assuming. I think how does Balin know? He just knows the Night of 1,000 Tears. He knows that the Mandalorians were largely genocided, but
But
lo
even
and
Hu
behold-
Yang said it, right? Even Hu Yang said it.
I mean, don't think he said anything explicit like her family.
Well, no, because Ezra was like, "What about her family?" And then he said they were all lost or something like that.
I feel like Balin had said it in episode 4 and just kind of explicitly said it, and then Huyang just kind of hinted at it.
I mean, I'm in agreement with that because, like, while it is certainly possible that someone survived, it feels like if they were in a position that was not either worse, they would have contacted her, or there would have been, some attempt or something like that. But also, when we last left them, she had galvanized her entire clan to rejoin the fight, and then we saw what happened. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Also,
but then,
plus
as soon as they returned to Mandalore, they found survivors. That opens up the possibility that they could have survived. That there could be survivors on Mandalore.
Yes.
I feel like it's unlikely because they. Oh, sorry.
My only
It's very
contention is
optimistic.
that Balin wasn't there, neither was Hu Yang.
Yeah. Well, certainly, like I said, it's certainly possible. I just have a hard time believing that they wouldn't have tried to contact the family.
Survivors couldn't contact anybody. Remember Mandalore. Fucked up.
No, I remember
electromagnetic
Mandalore,
fields.
So you think?
but they also were
kind of
Mandalorians who
assuming
lived on
they're gone.
Mandalore. Who would they contact?
No, they didn't. They lived on Cronist.
The survivors.
Well, they couldn't contact anybody because Mandalore's EM fields were fucked up.
All right, and we're post that.
No, they're still fucked up. When the last time Bo-Katan landed,
Those survivors are not trapped on the planet currently in the timeline. If this happened after season 3, like John and Dave had said, is what I mean.
okay, but those survivors aren't part of any other survivors. Then there could be more out there. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's possible.
I was just gonna say I feel like it's unlikely because they already had a fake out death in season 4, and now they're told to be killed. So why would they fake out death them twice? That'd be kind of weird.
It's not a fake out death. It's just nobody knows.
Yeah. No, man, in season 4 when they had the fake out death with the Duchess, and then now they're told again to be dead. It would be kind of weird if they would do that twice in canon. They'd be like, "Oh, Sabine's family's dead. No, they're alive. No, they're dead. No, they're alive again." It would be kind of weird just to do that beat over and over and over again.
From a storytelling
Yeah, I agree.
perspective,
I
see
agree
as
with
well.
that. I agree with that. I really think they're gone. That's just
Well-
so Dave. He doesn't let anybody have nice things,
I was gonna say that's a lot of hope for thinking that they're still alive.
Yeah, you're like really rooting for the Wren family. I love it.
No, it's great, but
It
it's
just
a lot.
feels like a weird move to
I love
even
the
if you were a
optimism.
survivor on the planet, and then the rest of them come in and then they fight the Empire, and that gets resolved, and then no one. It's like we should tell Sabine. It feels like a dick move, but it's possible.
Well, you never know. I mean, like again, what did they say in the series about Sabine not being able to do anything? It's because Ahsoka didn't trust her. So you think perhaps she kept communication from her during that time?
Yeah, but they've been
That sounds even
apart
worse.
for a while. They've been apart for a while. You'd think Sabine would be like, "Well, let me go check."
Well, what drove Din to check in the first place?
Oh. I don't remember.
He had to
season
bathe
3
in the
of
waters.
Mandalorian.
Bathe in the waters.
Yeah, it was a personal quest for him to go to Mandalore. And if you think about the one person that was on the front lines in the Night of 1,000 Tears, it's Bo-Katan, and she survived. And then they returned to Mandalore after how many years, and found more survivors. And she's like, how did you survive down here? So it's not, I get what Harith is saying, but at the same time, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing to have people assume that because of the Mandalorians were genocided that most of them were lost versus saying explicitly that that Clan Ren is all dead.
Yeah, because I always assumed from the subcontext of the show that the way that Sabine kind of figured that it was going to happen was she was kind of force sensing that it was going to happen, kind of like how she was dreaming about her getting stabbed. Is I assume she had a force vision of her family dying and told Ahsoka, hey, this was going to happen. And Ahsoka's like, no, it's not. And she kept kind of just pushing her off. And that's how it kind of happened. So I'm assuming that's how she knows, was because force vision. And then when she heard about the Galactic of Mandalore, so it was kind of just the confirmation of it all.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I don't think they're still around, but of course it's still Star Wars. So unless there's a body, and even then, so
well, there's no confirmation period in general.
Yeah.
Of it.
I've been saying for a while, like, you know how like we're getting the prequel era book with like the anthology of 12 different character point of views with the Jedi. I would love that they did that for the Galactic of Mandalore, since we're like after like everything's done, and we just get all the point of views during that moment. Like, I think that would be an amazing book event, or even like a comics event series, or just like a 6-issue comic series of just like what happened during that event, because like I feel like that's kind of untapped potential now that we know that happens post episode 6 because of Hugh Yang's comment.
And I would actually kind of prefer if we did that rather than revisiting Order 66 every 30
Again.
seconds. Because you're right, that would be rich for some more storytelling.
Like, speaking of Order 66, I am surprised we didn't get it explicitly in this show with it being a Dave property. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, we still got the Siege of Mandalore, but it wasn't like explicit Order 66.
For once, he shows restraint. We just get Balin saying, it's all burned. I'm like, cool, that's all we need to know.
I'm laughing at some of these comments here. Costanzi says, Hu Yang said it, however, Hu Yang is voiced by Tennant, who played the Doctor, and remember, the Doctor lies. Checkmate, Victoria.
I kept telling my husband while we were watching, that's the Doctor, that's the Doctor. He's like, okay, whatever. I was so excited, though.
And then we have
DePaul
saying, they assume the same thing about all of the Jedi when Order 66 happened, and look how many are popping up like one.
Okay, I love this comment. I hope Sabine exposes the fact that Mandalore is indeed flat.
Oh my god.
So here's thank you for sharing the live, Kaizen. Here's my my compromise. One of them is survived.
It has to
Maybe
be Tristan.
Tristan, yeah. I hope so. That would be nice.
No.
Hello, Darren.
I still think once he's, has a way off the planet, he should tell his sister. But it's possible.
You never know.
It could also be Ursula as well, because Ursula wouldn't say anything. That just doesn't feel like Ursula would say anything. She would just kind of be like, all right, I'm back to doing work.
I didn't know Ursula was in the universe.
Or Ursa, sorry. Keep doing that again.
You're too late!
Welcome back to Dyad in the Forest, guys. I'm surprised no one has brought up Thrawn yet.
Oh, we can talk about it.
We're getting there.
The Thrawn Naruto.
All right, Choco, let's get into it.
I mean, yeah, we got the Big Blue Daddy live in action, and I regret saying it like that, but we're here. Anyways,
Got the triumphant.
just
trumpet.
the voice was just perfect. I don't know, that just made me smile so much.
Chilling.
Also, when he's like, "Oh my God, it's Anakin's apprentice."
He was like, "Excuse me, what?"
The Thrawn Alliance's references.
Yeah, because Anakin was an absolute menace in that book. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna like blow up this whole little town. And the Thrawn's like,
You're just like, what?
Can you stop him? He's insane.
The music of his entrance. That was.
Where's Marianne? We need music analysis right now for like
Yeah, we
everything. I thought the
do.
music was so
I don't know
It's
what-
good.
really good.
And there was a lot of, in my opinion, like Japanese themes to go along with like the Japanese films that were
Yeah.
a big influence in this. It just was so good.
Marianne said she's trying. So
That
there will
wasn't
be-
pressure, Marianne. It was loving.
It was
we
pressure.
love your
It was
content.
pressure.
Victoria should know.
It was a threat.
Rashid on TikTok asks, "Do you think he is force sensitive?"
They're on.
No.
If so, God help us.
We're
He's
all
already
fucked if he
overpowered as
is.
is. Also, the way he talks about the Force in the books, he's just like, what is this magic shit?
Well, he can't understand politics. Of course, he's not going to understand the Force.
Yeah.
Well, he understands the Force, but he's not like. He's going to understand it in like a scientific way, but not like an emotional connection way.
I like looking at Thrawn like that. Just like, so in the scene where he's like, Night Sisters, do your thing. And then like they start summoning the Sword of Talzin. He's like, look at them. They're doing the green shit again. That's their specialty.
Very
the
nice,
green.
ladies.
Also, zombie troopers are now fucking canon. That was so fun. Also, I didn't realize it, but Rex and Around was one of the troopers.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he posted something on his Instagram, and like I gathered he ended up being one of the troopers under the helmet, and like I'm so excited for him.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
now he's canon twice in Star Wars.
Twice.
That's pretty rad. Okay, but rip, pick, and waffle, because the
What?
zombie death troopers,
Oh, pick and waffle.
Yeah.
pick and waffle from Thrawn Alliances. He had these two death troopers on board. That was like,
And also Thrawn treason because he was with Eli and Ronan.
yeah. Oh, that's what I meant. That's Thrawn treason. They would have been with him.
Remember this?
Yeah, but I
The
feel like
ones that
Enoch has a bigger role to play now. I don't think. Do you think Enoch is a night trooper, or is he actually with Thrawn?
With Thrawn, with the way he was kind of talking to him in the 2 episodes.
He
has
seems
be
to
alive.
with it to be a zombie.
What do you guys feel? Okay, a couple questions. What do you guys feel about how the zombies function? And I guess my active theory is that Night Sisters' magic is keeping the crew alive as best as they can, but then they can still die and then become zombies where they no longer have free will. That's just my headcanon of it. So that not all of them are zombies, but they're not right.
Well, it kind of makes sense because they're loading in dead bodies, right? They're loading in.
So we're assuming that those capsules are dead bodies and not weapons, because I did not clock that. Everyone's like, those are all bodies. Like,
They look like caskets
They-
to me. Yeah.
They have to be because they're going to Dathomir. Why would they go to Dathomir if it wasn't bodies?
valid. That's
They-
valid.
yeah, they
and
look-
really fucked up.
They look like bodies, and they would be. Is there going to be a Night Sister army that rises?
Mhm.
I'd love to be an extra for that. If anyone from Star Wars is watching, just saying.
Hey, if we want to stick to the prophecy, it's got to be the Night Sisters that rises now. Because we can't have Sith anymore. I feel like everyone's forgotten how sarcastic I can be.
No.
Also,
And
since
more.
we're talking about Thrawn discourse, I guess semi-hot take. I thought Thrawn's characterization was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I like how he was and how he talked and how he behaved, but certain decisions felt weird. Oh, and also, my Thrawn would have found Ezra. He's like, we have his whereabouts. He's right there.
I feel
they-
like Thrawn and Ezra had a truce, you know?
That's
I
what it
can
was
see
about.
I
that.
still
Where it's
feel that.
like-
I still feel that.
I'm not actually looking for him in earnest. I could see that.
Yeah.
Or he got so annoyed by Ezra that he's like, if you leave me alone, I will not come after you. Please get the fuck off my ship.
Yeah.
I
He
feel
saw
like
the turtle people and were like, man, this is not my scene.
Yeah. This isn't
I
that
feel
bad.
like from what Zahn's been doing the last couple years, I feel like after the Mando movie, we're definitely getting a Thrawn Ezra book that kind of just explains everything that happened in the 9 years.
I would
Like,
actually
there's no
kind
way
of
we're
love
not
that.
getting that.
That would be so cool.
I would absolutely
Yeah,
love
I
that.
would definitely check that out.
I thought this Thrawn was a little cheekier than the Thrawn in Rebels. Like he had a little bit more and a little bit more reaction to things going on around him. In
That's
my
just
opinion.
Lars.
I don't know. Exactly. I thought Lars brought more of himself into this, and I'm like, no, I actually appreciate this. He's just a cheeky guy.
I thought like my favorite moment was like that was most like book Thrawn was the moment when Sabine's like, all right, I'm going after Ezra, and Thrawn's like, so you're sacrificing everything just to save him, and you're just like, huh, interesting. And I like kind of see that as like a nod to what he did with the Ascendancy, like, so you sacrifice yourself to go with the Empire, just like how you're going to sacrifice the whole galaxy to go save your brother. So I kind of saw the parallels there. Thrawn kind of like trying to rationalize what he's doing, or what Sabine's doing in that moment.
I just kind of assumed he thought Sabine was dumb for that. He's
I
like,
mean,
really?
I thought it was more of
you
like
want to keep me away, and you did okay. And she's like, you wouldn't understand. And it's like, all right, I'm going.
Clearly
home then.
not.
I saw the when he's like, when you understand, that's more of like a. Actually, I would, but I can't say so.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I would have left Thras in a heartbeat.
Thanks for the rose, Rashid. Rashid said also, who do you predict will defeat Thrawn in the new movies?
Enoch.
If Thrawn is the big bad villain.
He has to be. There's no one else it could be, really.
Yeah. So in the Heir to the Empire books, Thrawn is defeated by his bodyguard Rook. Who's already
You mean
dead
the monkey
in
dude?
canon. Yep.
Huh.
And
Bruce scares the shit out of me.
As well he should. He was terrified.
He's
He would just
very
appear next to
terrifying.
people and breathe on them heavily and freak them out because he thought it was funny. But yeah, they found out that the Empire had been betraying their people when Leia went to visit them. And so that ended up trickling up and up and up, and then which is funny because they never truly address how anyone else react, because there's no way any of the main trilogy people knew what happened.
I
Thrawn
smell
just
profit.
didn't attack them
Forward
anymore.
into the black. Super shattered in $9.99. Ramen drop. Crab people were the absolute 100% greatest thing about this show. This is not up for debate. Any arguments against it are factually incorrect.
Thank you, Chase.
That's true. That's true.
No, the No Team were great. I adored them.
Yeah, no, a very interesting addition to the bestiary of Star Wars.
And the Howlers, the baby Howlers.
Oh, I loved the Howlers.
I made me so happy.
I honestly think that everything that we're getting in this new canon is setting up for another SOTOR in canon.
Another what?
Another MMO. Because we're getting so much like world building stuff that they're making sure that there's like animals and fauna and all kinds of like flora that it's there for worlds to be built. You know, we have a lot more aliens now too, like Survivor also introduced what's his name? Turtle?
Turgle.
Oh, Turkle's the best.
And so with the Nodi,
Did everyone see our friend of the channel Ruth's Halloween costume? She was Turgle for Halloween, and it was magnificent.
oh
I might
man.
have seen that on Instagram.
Here we go again.
Crab people, walk like crab, talk like people.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it.
Yep. The inevitable wait for it to go through finally.
Now, Oh man, I don't even want to get into that. I was like, well, speaking of South Park, never mind.
I was gonna make a point that I'm just like waiting for the the auto chat to go through.
I think it will. At some point.
Oh.
I might as well just shoot now. I feel like they're setting up the Night Sisters to be Rook, but I'm also half tempted to be like,
I smell profit.
Forward into the black super shattered a $4.99 ramen drop. Crab. People. Crab. People. Walk like crab. Talk like people.
Nice. Super shatting all day. Sorry, Harith. What were you saying?
Basically, I was saying that the way that they're setting up the Night Sisters to basically be kind of the Rook stand-in, I feel like that's kind of a fake out. Like, I think that's kind of just like a red flag, kind of like red plant that to make people think that they're going to do that. I don't think they are.
Yeah. It would be too obvious, but not. But none of them read the book, so I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah, some people theorizing it could be the First Order, like even Snoke or something crazy.
Wait, how?
What if it's a Allegiant General Pride? He's like,
explain how that would work.
Well, Palpatine's plan was to scuttle the Empire so that there was no defense whenever he mustered his forces to come back. His whole contingency plan was to break the Empire. So anything he was in control of, if he became aware of it, he would, he would want to destroy the Empire. I can draw a line there. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
I'm Team Turtle. Turtle people.
Shout out to Haley in the chat. Who's Team Crab? Who's Team Turtle? And Haley's Team Turtle.
Turtles all the way. Turtles.
I mean, I personally think they're abalone hermit crab people, but that's just me.
It's not an option, Young.
It's an option for me, damn it.
You're the resident marine biologist, so I will defer
I
to
agree
you.
with Young. Chase.
The way that the eye stalks stick up is very crab-like.
It's like, and their shells
and
just kind of remind me of abalones as opposed to turtle because they aren't actually retracting themselves in it; they're hiding underneath their shell.
Yeah.
This may be too niche,
They have
but
little
they
vests,
reminded
though.
me. Yeah,
They reminded me of
they reminded me of the snail from Neverending Story. If you guys remember that, no,
The snail. It's been a while
the
since.
snail from Neverending Story.
I can't remember. I was just talking with my
Favorite
buddy
movie back in
Travis
the day.
about Falcor, but
Yes.
Team Curdle. What about Crabble?
Curdle.
Oh, I just looked it up. I remember this guy. He was terrifying as a kid. I was terrified.
Oh, did you see the snail?
Yeah. It's like a weird beagle, but a snail.
Yeah, that was the vibe I got from them.
Haley says, I'm so excited to see whatever movie comes from this show is definitely building to the First Order. What about now that we're kind of at that stage of discussion, Balin and Shin?
I mean, you guys are the lore masters, so everyone was clocking what was happening, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. I am still devastated about Ray Stevens because he made such an impact with this character, and like we know that Filoni had such plans for this character, so now it's just like, who's he going to recast? And I know there was a whole stink about like recasting or using like voice actors the same as live action actors, but now it's like you actually need to recast for this unless somehow Dave scraps that entire storyline and I guess has Shin inherit it even though she didn't have any idea of the plan.
Yeah, I think the best going forward is to recast it.
Same, but like,
yep,
so unfortunate.
I don't think. I think it would be more detrimental to the property for them to scrap such a story because of the fact it would be more honorable to continue the story.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just such a great character, and it would be a shame if they just scrapped it altogether.
Also, Lowrider in the chat says they may have had more footage for him, and I'm like, I don't want to do that either.
No.
We're forced. We're limited in what we can do by the footage that we do have. So I do stand with team recast.
Yeah.
I'm team recast after the strikes, especially. Like,
Oh yeah.
just not even screw around with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no question that it's either a recast or not, because doing this whole AI thing with it would be even more disgraceful. But I would like to know if anybody has any theories as to what they're chasing, because I have my videos there and they're out there, so you can see where that's going. But if anybody else has any ideas.
I mean, Balaam was on top of the Mortis god statue, so it's clear that he's going after Mortis. And we know that because of Rebels, that the War Between Worlds is linked to hyperspace and traveling across planes. So maybe Ahsoka's knowledge of the War Between Worlds, because she did go into in that kind of forced purgatory in episode 4 and 5. Maybe she uses her knowledge of the War Between Worlds as the guidance of Obi-Wan and Anakin to get to Mortis.
I can see that.
And then we know that the gods are dead, so I think Balin's going to try to become the new father. Shin would obviously become the new son, because I think she's the most dark side coded, and Ahsoka's kind of the incarnation of the daughter there. And then Sabine's kind of like Anakin. She's kind of just in the middle, having to make choices.
Lowrider, I wouldn't want a CGI version either.
I think he's searching for the final how would I say it? The final ingredient in 9-egg stew, because you got
Is that your true? That's not your true feelings on the matter, is it?
No. Also, I see Eric Escarada says I think the Abeloth idea is neat. I have to stand up and say this. I don't for a second believe any person who's read Fate of the Jedi thinks it's Abeloth.
I don't know. I feel like in canon there was that kind of line when the father was like in Mortis, when he was like touching like the mother's grave, being like, "Oh, you tragically died." I think they're just gonna leave it at that.
When did that happen?
It was in like episode 2 or 3. It was during like the Anakin night, like when he was having the Dark Side Visions episode. It was before the father went to Obi-Wan to be like, go talk to him. There was a point where he was like touching her grave a little
I
bit.
thought it was the daughter's grave.
Maybe I'm misremembering it.
I think it was the daughter's grave. Yeah. So there was no
mention of the mother.
hint.
There's no grave of the mother. There was no
hint.
mention of a mother.
It was completely created for the expanding universe. And Ere, I don't mean that as like any insult or anything like that. Because I haven't read the legend story. I just mean that there are certain things in the Star Wars universe that sound one way when you read it in a Wikipedia article or see someone make a video on it, but the actual importance or context or details behind the story are just different than what the assumption is from the Cliff Notes, if that makes any sense.
I also think in general Abeloth is canon breaking, if left as is.
Now, I would love to see, and of course, if this is also canon breaking, but something Pep and I kind of talked about last night, but this is even a little bit different than that. If he's looking for the beginning and he wants to end the cycle, there's a few things that could mean. But the first place my mind goes to is how in Knights of the Old Republic 2, we had the way that Traya wanted to end the cycle. And basically it was an attempt to destroy the Force. Like, she's not like entirely there, and what she's thinking is obviously wrong, but she feels like it is people's access to the Force that causes most of the trouble in the galaxy, and wants to put a stop to that. And if he's saying that the rise and fall behind the scenes have force-sensitive people at the core, that could be an interesting concept. And maybe the source overall comes from Mortis planet. You know, there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, like, I know Pep talked about it a little bit when the show was coming out, so I'm gonna kind of reference the conversation we were having a little bit beforehand. This kind of just feel like connections to Dawn of the Jedi, of like Balin's trying to find the origin of the Force almost, and like that's kind of the reason why.
Yeah, I'll give a Cliff's notes on what I think is going to happen. I think he is definitely chasing the beginning. What he's actually on the what he's on the trail of is not the beginning. Because the Mortis gods is there, and because the daughter is sundered, that place is, for all intents and purposes, dark. So in essence, it can't be anything authentic in terms of like something that's calling to him, the beginning. But that thing that's calling to him is of the dark side. That's my interpretation of the daughter being sundered on the mountainside. And that's why, that leads me to Revan, because a lot of what he stood for was ending the cycle between light versus dark. He was wrong, obviously. But just like Traya, they all have this kind of misguided notion for their motivations and their goals, and they all ended up falling because of it. And I think what ultimately Balin is searching for is inherently dark, which will cause him to fall for it. So he's searching for the first Jedi. He's searching for the beginning. And as he said to Shin Hati, as she says that the Night Sisters are eager to leave this place, he says perhaps they're eager, or perhaps they're scared of a greater power than their own. And I feel like they wouldn't fear the light side.
And I mean that does stand to reason when you look at Marin's reaction to being a dark side user, but then when she reached and touched the Inquisitor, she was like, "Oh my God, that was that was a whole nother level." So I could definitely see something of the sort.
She was also scared of Cal.
Mm-hmm.
When he spoilers.
The game's been out for a long time. All right, it's all right. Now I'm curious though, with everyone else here, because we got A, live action Rex, B, live action Chopper, and we got Hayden Christensen back, and none of y'all have talked about any of those things, and I'm wondering what's
well, it's because we didn't want to disrupt the flow, but like when we were talking about the world between worlds, I thought that could like segue us into talking about Hayden's appearance and how much I lost my goddamn fucking mind when you just hear hay snips. Like I actually had to rewind because when I realized what was happening, I think I was breathing and crying so hard that I missed the hay snips. So I had to rewind.
Does that count as a live action version of Anakin? Clone Wars?
I mean,
yes.
Already,
Yeah.
Live action Clone Wars Anakin.
That's what we
like
need.
even the hair looked right. Like I don't know how they were able to do that, but it looked so right.
And I feel like that's just a credit to Hayden's acting. Like the fact that he was able to take Matt Lanter's mannerisms and acting chops and kind of blend it with the prequel era just to make the perfect Anakin was amazing on Hayden's part. Yeah. And you can tell that he absolutely did his homework.
Oh yeah, my headcanon is that him and Rosario and probably the rest of the cast had homework nights and just would watch Clone Wars and Rebels together, and then maybe invite Dave, because we all know like listening to Dave like psychoanalyze and hyperanalyze everything would be really cool. But then maybe after like 2 or 3 episodes, like, dude, I just want to watch these fucking episodes.
I just imagine Dave constantly pauses, like, because a lot of the Clone Wars cast and Rebels cast have talked about before they would record, he would constantly just like exposition dump what's going on around that time. So I just imagine Dave pausing and being like, all right, this is what's happening. Da-da-da-da. And they're just like, bro, I'm trying to study this acting style.
Yeah, I mean they're just like they're in the Skywalker Ranch theater room, and Hayden's trying to watch Clone Wars, and Dave's doing his like, you know, his Thanksgiving
Filoni
presentation of like Clone Wars director's commentary, and Hayden's like, "Oh my gosh, Dave, can you just press play?" And Dave's like, "But in this scene, what we were trying to do, me and George," I was like, "Stop it."
Also, man, I just want to call out, you know, other friend of the channel, Carly King, getting to meet Dave Filoni and get a picture with him, which the picture was taken by Seth Green, which is also weird, but
That's kind of cool on some levels.
Yeah, I mean, I can't make it to this thing on Monday, but it was supposed to be this launch of a new D&D channel, and there was a whole bunch of people who were supposed to be there, including Seth Green, Deborah Anwell, a whole bunch of people in the D&D community, but I can't make it. I just was saying that out of like because you said Seth Green. But my question for the panel is, what was the lesson that Anakin was trying to impart outside of live or die?
I think you're
Let
not
it go, like Elsa.
yourself.
That's what I got from it anyway. He was like, let it go.
Yeah. I think I
Let go of your trauma.
or like it's I don't know, because so let me see here. I respond to that by asking my own question. It's like, I know a lot of people have been debating, was that actually Anakin, or was that some sort of like force projection of Ahsoka's mind manifested in the world between worlds? Like, who actually was that? Was that Anakin, or was that an echo or shadow of Anakin, or not quite Anakin? Like, who was that?
I feel like it had to be Anakin because of the whole because of the line when he was like, she's like, I don't want to fight you, and he's like, I've heard that before, kind of like it's a reference to Luke in Return of the Jedi. Like that kind of has to be Anakin almost.
When I was watching it, I thought it was Anakin, but I think in the end it kind of doesn't really matter. The point was that, you know, it was like kind of this force-induced dream, and she had to move on from it.
It's true.
Or die.
Yeah, I mean,
go for it.
There's so much we don't know about this stuff, and so that's the thing I love. But my interpretation of it was that the lesson was twofold. The first was that in not fully embracing the fight, Ahsoka was in a way giving into fear. You know, fear, being afraid that you could turn into this, or being afraid that Sabine could turn into this, and so you hold back is still giving into fear, and that is a path to the dark side. And so she needed to let go of that. But I also interpreted that as they didn't go into the world between worlds the right way. She didn't go in there using a doorway, right? I don't believe that she would have the ability to stay there or stay connected to it or stay grounded unless she was actively taking part in whatever she was being shown, you know? And so that's part of my other interpretation of it, was that, let's say she just chose not to fight and just chose to just sit there. I think she would have slipped out, you know, of the world between worlds and just been in the water. You know what I mean? She had to stay and she had to fight as long as she can until the world around her would have been safe for her to slip back into, and that's when they were there to pick her up.
I also feel like I remember saying this after the episode came out, and I'm going to repeat this again. I feel like the way that Ahsoka kind of like the way that it's revealed with like the water turning into the world between worlds blue is also very similar to how they describe how Anakin goes into the nether realm of the Force in Brotherhood, the short story in Return of the Jedi from a certain point. Like the descriptions are very similar to the way that it's shown in Ahsoka. I think she was kind of just like the world between worlds is almost kind of like the purgatory of the Force, almost, where it's like you're not dead quite, but you're starting to like fight for your life.
I was so terrified. Young will remember when I first watched it. I was like, "Is she dead? Like, is she coming back?" So I definitely
I
get
think
where
all
you
of us
come
were
from.
concerned. Like, I think it was a purgatory. She was on the cusp.
I
of
was having a
potentially
meltdown.
I
I was having a meltdown. It's like, Young, is she alive?
I think she is. She can't be dead. We still have we're getting another season. Damn, she can't be dead.
Not dead.
Oh my god.
Dying.
Yeah. I actually
Yeah.
kind of want to revise what I was saying, because now that I think back of it again, I think the world between worlds exists, between the living force and the cosmic force. So if she had become one with the cosmic force, she would have died. If she had just gone back into real life, she would have died. And so she's on,
She's in
this is
limbo.
the purgatory. This is on the middle, and there's a slope on either side, and he had to do everything he could to keep her teetered there for just long enough. And if she didn't fight, I think she would have been pulled into the cosmic force. She had to keep fighting to get out.
And I feel like the kind of main hint to that is obviously the Anakin line of like, I didn't expect to see you this soon. What are you doing here?
That's just Anakin being Anakin.
Yeah.
You got old. You like,
I mean, I would have. I would have
talking, homie. Did you watch
I would
Obi-Wan?
have. I would have accepted it if, like, he's like, "Hey, Snips, I've grown twice as powerful since the last."
Oh my god.
No, but like, so I'm in agreement with Choco. I think like the lesson and the saber fight was all to keep her in the apex of the mountain. And then he got her to the apex of the mountain, and then she said, "I choose to live." And then he looked down. He's like, "All right, good. You're standing there. You're ready to go back into real space." But to address Lowrider's comment, that Ahsoka was just seeing him, obviously because he was dead. But Clone Wars flashbacks were just flashbacks. It was like Kylo seeing Han and Tross. It was actually Anakin. And it wasn't a memory, because Anakin wasn't
Not necessarily a memory.
Anakin wasn't at the siege
Yeah,
of Mandalore.
I was confused about that. I was like, was it a memory? What's going on?
I don't know. I kind of interpreted it as, yes, it was Anakin to a degree, but it was also Ahsoka coming to terms with Anakin, because she never really got the resolution with him, because again, in Clone Wars, we'll talk later, that never happened. And then the whole thing with Rebels, she finally knew like what happened, and I think part of her did blame herself, like, shit, if I had been there, maybe my master wouldn't have fallen, and the survivor's guilt thing. So I think part of it, at least for me personally, this is just my own interpretation, part of it was her own projection of Anakin for her to work that out and to part forgive herself, maybe even forgive Anakin, because again, her and Vader, they had that whole fight, but nothing really resolved itself to a degree.
There's a couple of reasons why that is Anakin.
I'm saying it's not fully Anakin, but not fully not Anakin. Anyway,
Well,
I think I'm
gonna append on your reasoning. With all of the stuff that he didn't say back then, and he was interacting with her in the Clone Wars in a way that did not happen back then. Like they were external from the flashback versus us seeing a flashback of them in the moment. So instead of us flashing back to that moment in the Clone Wars, we just flash back to Clone Wars, and they were interacting with each other externally from the flashback. And Anakin was not at the Siege of Mandalore, and so that was Ahsoka showing Anakin her memories. And so Anakin, for all intents and purposes, has to be there to interact with that vision. And the only way you can ever sense something, this is going into the final reason why it's Anakin and why it happened. You cannot sense anything external of the Force that is not psychometry or vision.
What the fuck is psychometry?
And
Well, I mean,
Like
that we haven't
objects
seen
and-
yet, but yeah, Force Echo that
and so
Ray
Cal.
feels and that Cal feels and Quinlan Voss feels.
so going off of that,
And Carr feels.
Jason senses it. Jason hears the lightsaber battle happening. So unless Jason has some kind of Force ghost all sight that is levels beyond psychometry and
I see Force people.
more powerful than double vision, it's actually happening. He is sensing Ahsoka go through this, and we cannot discount the fact that Ahsoka has Morai with her, which enables her to have access to the world between worlds.
Yes.
So a lot of this is happening. Jason is hearing the lightsaber battle happen, and he is
Yes.
sensing it. And if it's
No,
and-
I was
and
never
if-
implying that it was happening in her head. Like it,
No,
it
no,
is
I'm not saying you
happening.
are.
Yeah.
I'm saying the reasoning that I think that it happened was because Jason is sensing it externally. And so if anything is happening in Ahsoka's head, he would not be able to. That's what I'm saying. Like, Jason would have to be a god to sense something that is internal of Ahsoka.
You don't know his life.
Jason's just built different, guys. Come on.
I like a B Matrix says their last words were Ahsoka saying, "I won't leave you," then Vader saying, "Then you will die." So when she says she chooses to live, she's saying she's leaving him behind, or at least leaving his baggage behind.
Also, since we're on the whole like memory thing, I really love like the kind of meta commentary of like the master and apprentice relationship between Anakin and Ahsoka, and then we got the meta commentary within the memories of Ahsoka's kind of regrets with Sabine, the whole like, or when Anakin was like, "Don't you want like your own Padawan one day?" And she's like, "I don't want to train a warrior." It's kind of feeling like you can kind of get that subcontext of her being like, "I'm teaching Sabine down the wrong path. I'm teaching her like kind of like the prequel era Jedi were teaching us, and I kind of want to prevent that from happening." And that's also I feel like that's kind of part of the lesson of like look, like we're not in war anymore, Ahsoka. What are you?
One of the things I did really enjoy is what Anakin says to Ahsoka reminds me a lot of what Elzar Mann says to Luke when he says the Jedi need to adapt to the time. And when Elzar Mann is, well, the fungal residue that once was Elzar Mann talks to Luke.
Is this in High Republic?
No, this is it's a comic where
Okay, that's
Oh,
where
I
I'm
was
like, I
about
don't
to
know what
say,
the fuck you're
what?
talking about.
Okay.
Luke goes
I
to
was
this
like, wait,
planet and he jumps in, falls into this water, and it's like a
Gets
big
swallowed.
mushroom planet. And basically this planet will save the essence of whoever is in it at that point in time. And so you're able to jump in there and talk to people. They don't know anything beyond when they left that place, but yeah, Elzar Mann tells him, you know, at my point in time, the Jedi were like explorers, and you know, but sometimes they need to be this, sometimes they need to be that, you know, and your point in time, you know, you need to be something different because they're almost gone. And I just kind of like that idea of them just having to adapt to the time.
quick pivot. Can we just talk about how brilliantly Ariana, that's her name, right? The actress, that's her name,
Yeah.
Ariana? How brilliantly she was able to have, kind of the essence of Clone Wars Ahsoka, but then also bring in, the Rosario's older Ahsoka into this younger Ahsoka body. Because, I mean, like, she even said, like, I went on to set to study Rosario and how she acted as Ahsoka, and I brought that into this. Because it is, younger body, but with still the adult mind in it with the memory.
Yeah.
I thought she did so well.
Yeah.
She did so well. That's such a cute, confusing concept to like convey that you're two different.
Can we just
stages
talk
at
about
once.
what a year she's having?
I know, right?
Like
I know,
Ahsoka
she's doing so
and
well.
Barbie. She got to fight dinosaurs with Kylo Ren, and she's going to be Tiny Tina in the upcoming Borderlands movie.
Nice.
Didn't she have another role too?
Little
I
Gamora.
can't remember.
Yeah, she was Little Gamora in
yeah,
Infinity War
Little
and
Gamora.
Endgame.
She's doing
That's
great.
what I was remembering.
The
She
thing
also
that
played
blew
two
me-
versions of Ahsoka. She played Clone Wars and Season 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's able to bring like those three and merge them together into this world between worlds memory, which I thought was great. And then also that she was age appropriate. And I just remember hearing just through the grapevine, I never actually saw the videos, but like people being upset that she looked so young. It's like, yeah,
She was a
she
child
was.
during the
She
Clone
fucking
Wars.
was.
She was 17. Like, in the United States, you can't go to war unless you're 18. And she finished the war at younger than you were allowed to go to war. So, yeah.
Yeah, on her acting, the thing that surprised me the most, first watching it and still watching it on rewatches, is the way that she could emulate Ashley Eckstein's kind of mannerisms and voice kind of threw me off. Because at first I was like, did Ashley dub over this? And then I kept listening to it, like, no, that's just the actress. That's just insane.
No, she did
That
a
just
spectacular
blew my mind.
job. I think
did her homework.
the standout thing for me was actually her fighting. Because like we'd seen Rosario before. She's done action films, but like to kind of emulate Ahsoka's combat prowess at that point in time, I thought she did a fabulous job with that. Especially like across the aisle from Hayden Christensen, who undoubtedly has the best lightsaber form. I arguably one of the best lightsaber forms of any actor that's done Star Wars. I mean, he's taken a lot of what saber flow artists do now, and has done it in Star Wars.
Well, I mean, that was one of the big complaints about the prequels was that it was like a choreographed dance. And Hayden Christensen also said, yeah, that's what it was like too. And can we realize that that's not an insult? You know what I mean? Like the thing I noticed specifically was his footwork being perfect throughout it. It is a dance. It's the same thing as a dance. You know, when Zuko learned the dragon dance and was shooting fire like a monster, that wasn't a problem. It's a compliment. It's a feature, not a bug. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Going off of like really, really external properties, like a famous actor named Togo Igawa, when he was describing his experience filming Street Fighter, he said he's learning the martial arts and learning the fight choreography felt like it was just like learning a dance choreo.
Yeah.
And that's how,
I mean, that's what
how
it
should
is.
be,
Yeah. And like speaking of like martial artists, God, I'm so bad with names. The actress who played Morgan Elsbeth, like her being able to bring in her martial arts background and probably like from the ground up develop Morgan Elsbeth's fighting style and personalize it. I thought that was
Diana
really
Inosanto.
cool. Yes, and I know
mean,
that she
it would
is
be-
Bruce Lee's goddaughter or something like that.
I would be surprised if she didn't look like a complete badass because Inosanto is is a grandmaster in FMA.
Yeah.
So
No, like that. I love that.
that's yeah,
Like-
I love that too. I mean,
Like
every
Cal
time-
says,
every
it was
time I see-
elegant and terrifying.
every time I see FMA in movies, I feel a great swell of pride.
I mean, like Brandon said, I feel like the choreography in the show was just next level. Like, I love how they kind of combined, because obviously Baylan and Ahsoka being from the prequel era, and then you got Shin and Sabine kind of being like the original trilogy era fighters, and like they kind of like just blended them perfectly together. Where it's like the rawness of the fight, but with the kind of flashiness of the prequels. And like Kenobi did that well too.
I say that this was, I think this was the best fighting in Star Wars, and not that you know, like I love the prequel fighting is really intense, but like if you think about it, the time period, no Jedi, you didn't have to fight for survival with lightsaber forms, with lightsaber and lightsaber combat until the Clone Wars started, and if you were face to face with Dooku or Grievous or Ventress, right? Everything else for the past 1,000 years is just like martial artists today, where you learn stuff, you do flips, and all this stuff because it's largely ceremonial. Well, then you fast forward to this period of time, and these are the people who have survived. These are the survivors of the conflict, and at no point in their fights did it feel like, because sometimes in the prequels people would swing and
Swinging
it wasn't going to hit their head. It wasn't going to hit any part of them. It's still awesome, you know, but it felt like all of the fights in this show were designed to feel like fights. Like they were aiming to hit you, and you had to block it or you had to address it. Plus, the samurai styling is just wonderful.
That was cool. The fights between Baylan and Ahsoka, I really liked
Man,
those.
Baylan was channeling his Geralt of Rivia with that sword style.
I love how like with the way Ahsoka fights Baylan and also Morgan Elsbeth, like she's using kind of like Anakin style of combat, and then you can kind of see the moment where she's just like, screw it, I'm gonna go all out and go back to my original form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved also that they named a form after Zatoichi.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Also, Baylan's fighting style, you know, like Dooku had the elegance, you know, everything was really wrist orientated. It's deflection.
Rapier.
Yeah. Baylan
his
was
was more
like, I'm just gonna
defensive
chop
style.
through your guard. Like you can block if you want.
Oh yeah, he was
It might
the
take an
long
extra
sword
hit.
claymore type of fighter.
Yeah.
Like he kind of like Kylo, where he's just going for the heavy slam hits of just like, I'm just gonna brutally take you down.
Hey, and shout out to Xanthi in the chat. We got a Star Wars Music Minute pop
Hey,
up.
Xanthi.
Check them out.
Glad to catch you guys. I'm glad you are able to as well. We haven't seen you.
I hope to do another. Yeah, I hope to do another music episode and hopefully get you in touch with Marianne, who's also here, because that would be fire.
I mean, is this a good segue
man.
to talk about the score?
I would like to.
You should have Marianne on Star Wars Music Minute. But I did
Actually, I fully agree with that.
I did want to
Full music episode.
comment on
Marianne.
Harith, what was the last thing you said?
I was saying this is a good segue to talk about the score.
Oh no, before that.
Baylan fighting like Kylo with kind of heavy hits and just kind of being more brutal as a fighter.
Oh yeah, no, Kylo didn't really have a fighting style. Kylo was unstable, and he was just swinging wildly. And
He didn't have to have a fighting style.
yeah, the only time we
It
actually
was
see
never
a fighting
applicable.
style is when he gets the Skywalker saber back and he is stable. Yeah, he didn't really use his crossguard saber as a crossguard sword either. He kind of just flailed.
I mean, I always think of the perimeter fight where he's just constantly slamming down on people, and also in Rise when he's like has Rey pinned up against the corner, he's just constantly using
Yeah.
the weight of the crossguard against them. and just kind of the weight of the saber. I always call it like the hammer style of combat because he's just constantly slamming down on his opponent.
Yeah. Plus, he's an enormous man, so yeah, it was very effective.
Well, I feel
right.
like Balin was kind of more acrobatic, using the kind of flips to kind of get the damage down, getting the same impact.
Let's talk about the score. Anybody got thoughts on the score?
Good score. I don't know. It feels disingenuous to not have more musically inclined people. I know you're a musician, Brandon, but like more musically inclined people to discuss it. But I fully enjoyed it. Again, very Japanese, and I thought the Kiner brothers just did so well. And Ahsoka having her own theme music, I thought was absolutely great. It's just so good. It's just very, very, very good. That's all I can say.
I was so excited every time Sabine's theme came up. And I loved her biker girl song and how
that was
in the middle,
amazing.
her theme was in the middle. Oh, it was so good.
My brother started watching it recently, and he DM'd me. He's like, "Is baby metal in Ahsoka?" I see where you might have thought so, but they aren't, because of that scene with the biker scene with Sabine. But I absolutely love Sabine's suite. It's just everything I love about Star Wars. The chords that are in her theme song, and the way that they were able to kind of combine that with Ahsoka's kind of suite at the same time was really beautiful. Like as soon as the credits rolled and you started hearing Ahsoka's theme, but then it like swelled into
Yes. It was so good. I was listening to that on repeat for many weeks.
And then you have like the Balin like intensity, the violin going against it. So it's like the dun dun dun, and then the culmination of everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I want to call out the in the chat says this was unfortunately the best Kiner score. Unfortunately because some of it was wasted on the show because some moments fell flat. But I think the Kiner team has developed a lot since their Clone Wars Rebels days, and this score was bogged down by the old themes of Ahsoka and Sabine. I mean they've clearly have developed a lot since the original days. Like for a long time, it felt like if it wasn't John Williams, it wasn't quite there yet. But they've elevated and made themselves stand out as unique, and they really put their ankle in this one. I haven't revisited it specifically for soundtrack because I have to separate those in my head. You know what I mean? For me, it's an entire viewing where it's moment, it's music, and it's emotion, and so I would have to go back and kind of sit there and separate it out in my head. But there was no parts where one of my big things is sometimes music can overshadow or take over the scene to its detriment, and I think everything was paired extremely well without crossing that bridge. I know how to explain it. Like I think sometimes the Wonder Woman theme just takes over the whole scene, and you're like, okay,
which one is it? The main one or the Snyder one?
But it did feel organically blended.
I just think overall Ahsoka and Sabine's theme just has, whether you're going to remove or attach some kind of musicality to it, it has an emotional attachment to me and possibly to everybody else. So whether or not it's weak or strong, really at the end of the day is irrelevant to how it made me feel. So whenever the notes happens with Ahsoka's theme or Sabine's theme, It's just what it is at that point, and I'm just like in the moment with that music. But I do agree, Balin's music, as well as Thrawn's music, was a whole nother level. The music work, the instrument work in Thrawn's theme was excellent.
And it's kind of like reminds me of Empire Strikes Back, because there's a great moment in Empire where like the score starts memorizing with the sound effects with the blasters in the Cloud City. Again, Ahsoka uses that kind of brilliantly with Thrawn's theme kind of like being the like typical like Thrawn theme, and then you're hearing the chants in the background as it kind of elevates the score.
Oh, that freaked me out. Just throw.
And then it's like you're just hearing it like slowly come in, like, and then it starts like kind of harmonizing. You're just like, oh, this is just amazing.
Yeah, Tommy P says the usage of brass. Marianne says full orchestra and organ. It just, it felt like a full suite of Thrawn ponage, for lack of a better word. What were your guys' favorite musical moments?
The Suite of the Purgles.
Oh yeah, that was a great one. Oh man,
I really liked all the music. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I really liked the music that was happening when Ahsoka was coming back from the War Between Worlds. And Jason was listening to the lightsabers. I don't know. That whole scene was really, really beautiful. And then Ahsoka coming back. I don't know. That whole scene was one of my favorites. It was just very magical, mystical. It was so pretty.
I have to.
For me, sorry.
Go for it.
I was gonna say, for me, an underrated piece that's not really talked about much is Baylan and Shin's introduction on Home One.
Oh yeah. Where Sam, where was the voice of the Fleet Command? Everyone thought he was the voice of Marek or Marok.
Which I love what they did with Marok. That was just perfect. They didn't need it anymore.
Yeah, I love how everyone was just speculating so hard, and then he was just Night Sister dust.
Yeah,
I just like being right. Because like everyone's speculating, like it doesn't. He's no one, and it doesn't matter, and he ends up just being a fart in a suit.
Jose Campos says, "Did the show have the original unaltered Ahsoka theme anywhere?" I don't think so. I think it was largely kind of reworks. I wouldn't be able to say with confidence either way. But the original the notes were there.
I feel like the only time they ever did the Ahsoka theme proper was in Mando, but in live action, that's about it.
Even then, I think it's kind of like a remix for the Mandoverse. You know what I mean?
Evie's just like staring us down over here.
All right, now how about critiques? Anything you guys didn't love, thought could be better, wish they had incorporated, or want to see in the future?
Well, really quickly, because we didn't give our answers to the musical suites.
Yeah.
I have to give it up to the more quiet sections of the show, and that is when Baylan is talking to Shin about the folk tales and the stories from the Jedi Temple, when she's like, sometimes stories are just stories, and it's like, you didn't grow up in the temple. And he's giving his whole speech about what he seeks. That bed of music that plays then is haunting. So that's mine. Choco, did you have a favorite musical moment?
I don't know that I can say it's a strictly musical moment, but when Ezra and Sabine like see each other and hug, and then we get kind of like a swell, we get some brass going on. I don't know, that moment stuck with me.
All right. So, any critiques? Anything you would do differently, or they dropped the ball on?
I was a couple of things. I was really devastated by the lack of Ezra and Hera hugging when they cut away. I was emotionally distraught. Like, I had been crying. I was so emotional. I was like, oh my gosh, they're reuniting. And then it just cuts. I was really upset. And then looking back, Hera and Sabine are never in the same room together. They only talk through hollows. And it's just so upsetting that Sabine and Ezra and Hera are never all together. Like, Hera never... I don't think that Mary Elizabeth ever filmed with Iman, like, at all. I think they were separate. And that's why we didn't get a hug. And the same, I don't think Natasha and Mary Elizabeth ever filmed together. It's just really upsetting. I'm like, why? Why? Like, if you go back and look, I don't think any of them were ever together.
Oh yeah, because it's the way they cross-cut. It was definitely stitched together.
Yeah. People were saying their eye line wasn't correct. Yeah, so I was super disappointed with that. I was like, why? Why? It's such a simple thing. They couldn't have had them on set together for one day. I kind of understand with Sabine and Hera because they're limited with the 8-episode format. I'm like, okay, for the story, but Ezra and Hera should have been together, you know? So that was my biggest gripe. I was really upset by that.
I wonder what the reason might have been. Was it probably like scheduling conflicts?
I don't know. Let's go yell at Dave.
I know, like...
questions, and we're a little upset if we don't get a hug in season 2, we're going to fucking riot.
Yeah. I guess for me, there was quite a few things that I made a video on it. Some things felt like they made me write the story for it. Like it wasn't in the actual text or subtext of the episode, where, you know, I love to see, you know, Ahsoka reconcile her feelings and emotions about Anakin, but that actually wasn't in the show. That's what we've gleaned over the years of watching Clone Wars and then Rebels and then The Mandalorian, but it's not in any of those things. And I think some of that stuff could have been clearer. Also, I really am disappointed that we never got to see anyone just bitch slap Hamato Ziono, because he was asking for it. He just had a infinitely punchable face. And also,
that just reminds me I need to finish Resistance.
Yeah. Kaz is great. His dad?
But, you know, you gotta have those people. You gotta have people in the government that you want to punch.
In terms of critiques, even though Star Wars TikTok's not a lot of critiques, I feel like this is more of a nitpick than anything. I feel like it was kind of weird, kind of on Brandon's point, that episode 5 didn't really address Anakin or Vader versus Ahsoka and Twilight of the Apprentice. It was very focused on their Clone Wars part of their past, not the Vader aspect outside of the Vader flashing bits. Like, I feel like that could have been explicitly told more.
I agree with you that that's a nitpick, because I think overall they were trying to avoid anything that needed you to watch Rebels. You know
True,
what I mean?
but I also feel like Siege of Mandalore was kind of getting into that territory already. I feel like they could have done Twilight too.
Without knowing, even if you didn't know it was a Siege of Mandalore, that wouldn't have made a difference. But I get what you're saying, because it's along the same lines as what I said, and because of that, you know, Ahsoka goes through this whole trial and becomes Ahsoka the White, and Ahsoka the White is largely the same as Ahsoka the Gray. I don't know. I didn't feel. If they had given me more beforehand, I would have been elated afterwards, because I would have seen this thing and then something else come out of the other side. But they made me kind of make it up myself.
Right, and it's also like the fact that, like, the last time Ahsoka saw Anakin, he was trying to kill her, and it's kind of weird they don't really address that.
And Anakin's like, "Is that what this is about?" You're like,
I don't know. That was
Yeah.
really
yeah. No, you spent 23 years as a Nazi trying to kill everyone. I don't know.
No, that I feel like that was on brand for Anakin, like never taking accountability for anything. I was like, oh, okay, he has not changed at all.
I agree. No, it was definitely Anakin on brand.
Yeah.
They needed to have it out a bit more. Just like I felt that Ezra needed to have it out with Sabine. Like, bitch, I thought you were back and things were good. And nope, now Thrawn's back and things bad again. I don't know. That one still was going.
And and it goes hand in hand with our thoughts of the show as we were watching it. Of course, we were discussing this in private, because we couldn't discuss it at the time. But as we were watching it, there were moments in the show that I felt like the dialogue needed some work, and I feel like dialogue is Filoni's biggest weakness. His world build, he's very much like George Lucas. His world building,
you learn from George,
is top notch, but like the dialogue between people felt like
bad. Just lacking.
Yeah, for lack of a better term, yeah. I think they were just kind of going through the emotions and like getting from point A to B without any kind of nuance in their conversations.
I liked the dialogue, but it felt like there were like lines missing. You know,
that's
like
what I mean, yeah.
Ahsoka and Sabine would be talking together, and I'd be like, "That's it? You guys aren't gonna talk a little more? Explain a little bit about your past?" No, nothing. I was wanting more.
And I feel like this is a larger issue of the Mandoverse in general, and I think that's an issue as a whole, and I'm hoping the writer's strike fixes it, that I think there needs to be more people in the room than just Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. I think there needs to be more writers in the room.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like that's what made Rebels and Clone Wars great, was it wasn't just Dave Filoni running the show. There was a bunch of other writers and producers that helped contribute to it. And I feel like Filoni and Favreau aren't letting them contribute as much as they did with the animation.
Yeah, and just to like a non sequitur, for as many problems as you might have with the Obi-Wan show, the dialogue wasn't one of them. And that's largely because they had a writer's room for Kenobi.
I like to think though that largely Disney has kind of learned that lesson, because I mean when you find out that Secret Invasion didn't have a writer's room, and that's why there's like some moments of really good conversations, but it doesn't do anything. Like there's no, but and of course, us talking about this stuff is no way an indictment on the show. I still enjoyed the heck out of it and need more. I just hope, some of these things could be, could make things have a bit more of a punch, once we get through it. Also, I wanted more, I guess this is a nitpick, but I wanted more Shin. Like, she talks very little throughout the entire show, and we still don't know enough. It's just, I don't know.
She was just kind of there for me. Like, I feel like I'm the only one who didn't get a boner every time she was on screen. Like, I think she's gonna be interesting. No, everyone that this, and this is not a dig at anybody, but everyone was like, Shin. I'm just like, she's just there for me, and like, okay, and I want more.
I'm not gonna name any names, Kari and JJ, but some people are Sith heads and dark side worshippers, and anytime,
shout out to dark side divas.
Yeah, sometimes they see people who have
Jesse.
Sometimes people they see characters with like a dark side aesthetic and just vibe with it,
she was just like the cute emo girlfriend,
But she just didn't do anything except not blink, which, I mean, props to Ivana for not blinking in half of her scenes. Like, was that a conscious choice? You actually just not blink. But it's just like...
It was very Wednesday Addams.
I just needed more. And also, like, there was definitely something there with her being super against Dathomirian witches, because she's like, wait, she's a witch? Like, okay, that's something. What is your past? Also, just like, how did Balin get you? Where did you come from? When did you start your training? Were you tiny, or were you like this age? I just wanted more. And she was just there.
Yeah,
You know what?
I thought we were going to
episode-
see more in the finale with them, and then they were barely in the finale. I was super disappointed.
Yeah,
about
I was so surprised.
No, I do.
You
I
bring
do
up the
agree with you
witches
guys.
also kind of brings to mind something else I've noticed about the Mandoverse in general, and that's we like to introduce a final boss fight, as it were, with someone where the stakes are not properly set. You know, so like season 1 of The Mandalorian, we get introduced to our big bad second to last episode of the season. So it's which makes it kind of a weird conflict because we don't have anything set up. And then Book of Boba Fett comes out. Cad Bane shows up right before the credits of the second to last episode. You know, this whole fight has been with the Pikes, which none of us could name a single Pike if we wanted to. I don't even know if they had names. And then in this one, we get the final battle with Ahsoka and Morgan Elsbeth, which is like, I guess, a rematch, but do they dislike each other? Or is it like...
It's like the subcontext is missing in everything.
Ahsoka tortured her earlier, and has that weird line of like, yeah, I got it by doing things that Jedi wouldn't do. And you're like, what? I don't know. That part was a little strange, but yeah.
Yeah, and so I want to address. So Zithi says, when Balin was like, "Your ambition drives you in one direction, my path lies in another." Have we established that her ambition surpasses his? Because I didn't get that. I did, but
I did get that.
But this is why I say the dialogue felt very point A to B, without any nuance.
What are her ambitions?
Because a lot of her dialogue does hint at that. It just doesn't give you more than the answer. You know, she talks about returning to power. She talks about can we achieve what we want to achieve in this wasteland. And then she keeps on telling Balin, like, you know, can we win? And her dialogue is dialogue is sparse, but she does give off the ambition for victory.
Yeah, I got just a massive craving for power and using the darkness to get to that power.
But I got that too. But for what point and purpose?
And Balin was like, "Oh no, I just do dark stuff sometimes because it suits me." But she's like, "No, darker. My whole life is a black room. One big dark."
Strange, unusual.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, for me, that stuff should and hopefully will come in the form of another show that is Shin and Balin, because part of how I reconcile with that lack of background is that background was not relevant to the story of Ahsoka. You
If
know,
the rumors are to be believed, it could be Tales of the Jedi season 2.
Maybe. I just know that
would
you know,
love
sometimes a foil is a foil, sometimes a wrench is a wrench, and they were largely a foil for the Force users in Ahsoka. But their goals were not relevant, or at least Balin's goal was not relevant to what Ahsoka was fighting against. So in essence, they were just kind of there, but they were also establishing story threads, which I'm not mad at either.
Mm-hmm.
No, like, yeah, they definitely were, but it's just like,
I mean, I think in the end, we're kind of just trapped in that 8-episode format. And they're only like 40 minutes long, and there's only so much you can do with that. So I kind of try to give them some leeway.
I also just dislike the 8-episode format. It feels like the amount of episodes was chosen before it was written. And they're like, you have 8 episodes. And they're like, all right, what do we do? Not write a story and then divide it however it need be.
That's largely the problem with all of media, you know, is like sometimes...
Except Andor didn't feel like that.
Well, Andor had more than 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of the things that I feel like Disney Plus has done good but also bad is I wish that they wouldn't go into a show going, all right, this is going to be 8 episodes. I think they should write the scripts, and it's like, okay, how many episodes do we have from these scripts? How much story is there?
And then budget it.
Basically, you need to do away with formats.
Yeah.
Tell a story. Tell a story how the story should be told. Also, anytime someone goes, I wish, my brain just goes into the woods, and I can't help it. I'm very sorry.
And I feel like the solution to this would be kind of like how the story group does with the authors would be, you make Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau the showrunners, they have the story concept, and then they pitch it to the writers, and the writers have to adapt what they say, and then fit it into the episodes. And so like it's basically like Filoni writes the story treatments, and it goes down to the writer's room, and they have to adapt the story treatment into the show.
Well, case in point, Clone Wars. They had a whole bunch of seasons. Season 7 wasn't the final one. They had so much more story to tell. And you know, it came down to how the show had to end.
I mean, the Clone Wars were 3.5 years. We can't have 12 years of content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By that point, I assume Bad Batch was already in production, and I'm assuming they're like, well, we already put all much money into Bad Batch. We only have 12-episode budget for Clone Wars, so you have to kind of make this work. Yeah. That's how I assumed it happened.
I just know that the format needs to go away, and a story needs to be. I mean, like, for the most part, it needs to follow book to live action adaptation, and that's like the story is there. So now you just gotta film the show around that story and tell it, versus kind of being like, how can we tell this story in 8 episodes? How can we tell this story in 6 episodes? Just being, let's tell this story. I don't care if it's 13 episodes or 16 episodes or 22. You know?
And I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but like the whole, like, I never get the idea of like, just like how episode formats are weird, where it's like, you have to 8 episode format. I think also episode length formats are weird as a person that edits a lot. I think letting the editors have control of being like, all right, what really works in the episode, what really doesn't, let's get rid of the stuff that doesn't. And basically, I hate the idea that we have to force editors to make it an hour. We're not on television. We don't need to film for commercials. It's a streaming service. We can cut what needs to be cut, and we can keep what needs to be kept. That's both a pro and a con. It could be longer. It also could be shorter, depending what the editors feel like what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, overall, you're not trying to fill a slot.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so like in terms of episode formats, we need to get rid of 8 episode format. In terms of editing format, we need to just let the episodes be the episodes. If it's 40 minutes, great. If it's an hour, great. Like, it's just what they can do with the footage they've been given.
Yeah. We need a Clone Wars show.
It's not like we already have a 7-season show for a 3-year war, guys.
And no bricks and screws in that, please.
And I just want to put this out there for anybody that's new to Dyad and the Force. This is what we do. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna gush all over what we love about Star Wars, in spite of all of our problems with it. You know, because this is how it should be. You know, when a lot of other communities out there, not gonna name names, will call us shills for loving Star Wars, or, you know, trying Panderverse for trying to you know, put forth positivity in Star Wars. They should see this side of this community of being able to critique and accept the flaws of what we love, and being able to come out the other side and celebrate it. Because at the end of the day, What's better? How are you gonna spend your time? You gonna talk about a 6-year-old movie that you still hate, or you're gonna talk about some new stuff and what you love?
Yeah,
I like
take
to
if you don't
rage.
enjoy something and you continue to watch every single episode, you need a friend or a hug or
You need a hobby,
some
sir.
grass. You need a hobby. You need Jesus. You need, I don't know. You need something. Like,
Yeah, why hate watch
that's
something?
not.
What's the age-old thing that I
No,
always say?
it's legitimately worrisome. Like, there's so much. I don't have enough time to get through all of the media I would love to do and still create and do all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have anywhere close to the amount of time to hate watch something. You know, that's crazy.
What's the thing that I said? The first thing I said was like the first month that I was making content, and it rings true today. That side of the fandom is like somebody who's walking in a field and happens upon a turd, smells it, looks at it, turns to their friends and say, "Come here and look, it's a turd." And they continue to stare at it and look at it and smell at it for the rest of the day, when a normal person would have been like, "Ugh," and then walked off.
Yep.
Some of them are grifting, but some of them are just really, really thriving on smelling the turds.
Both can be true at the same time.
Yeah, it's not mutually exclusive. All right. Favorite moment of Ahsoka? If you had to pick one moment, because I know there's multiple moments in Ahsoka.
And is this wrapping up?
Sure.
Can I pick 3?
Sure.
Sure.
Oh, well, I'll go since I have 2. We don't know if I'm not second, but first one, Purgles, obviously. I don't know. It's just great. I mean, I just really appreciate how they did that. And then Sabine and Ezra reuniting. That was just so good. And just honestly, anything with Chopper. Like, that was just great. Anything with Chopper.
Okay. Harith?
For me, I mean, I'm going to take the young format because I can't just pick one. I'll go with 3. So obviously, as Young mentioned, Sabine,
Officially
Ezra,
called the young format now.
the young format. We're just calling all top 3s now young formats. The young format, I'm going to go with Sabine, Ezra reuniting. I agree with that. Balin versus Ahsoka in episode 4. And then Thrawn's exit to Ahsoka basically being like, "You're the Ronin," and basically doing the Thrawn Alliances thing and then jumping in hyperspace.
Okay. Victoria?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. Also gonna go with Sabine and Ezra reuniting. That was really nice. That was really good. And the other one I mentioned before, but it was Jason listening to the lightsabers with Hera on the side of the cliff. I love that moment. And then the last one, I don't know. There's so many Sabine moments that I really, really loved. Pretty much, she stole every scene she was in for me. I really loved the first 2 episodes, just kind of seeing her in Ezra's old tower, seeing what she was doing, how she's like this depressed 30-year-old, which is really sad, but I don't know. I think Natasha really understood her character and portrayed her so well. And it just felt very realistic and relatable to me. So, I don't know. Natasha, she was my favorite scene.
You're like, she's just a
will
depressed
agree with that.
30-year-old.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no, I can't really.
No, I just love her. She was perfect. She really understood the character. You can tell. She got Sabine. So.
Yep.
Well, for me, in young format, I have to say, silly Ezra, because he was just, he's like, the Force is my weapon, picks up a blaster and starts.
Perfect.
There's a Dyad
Anyway, I
moment.
started shooting.
This is a Dyad moment happening.
Number 2, I'm gonna say Chopper dialogue, because you could clearly understand what Chopper was saying, and it was not nice, it was clean, and it was hilarious. And then 3rd, much like Young, I absolutely love pizza on pineapple. So that's number. No, my 3rd choice is just is every piece of Hu Yang just like
Roasting people.
Being a dick.
Man, he talks so much smack, especially to Sabine. It's beautifully done.
Or Hu Yang to Jason being like, Jason, I want to be trained. Hu Yang's like, no, I'm not training you, bitch.
Poor Sabine stuck with Hu Yang and Ahsoka. She's gonna get roasted the whole time.
He's like, you told her how bad she sucks at this? He's like, well, yeah. What else am I gonna say?
So
is it a secret?
I'm gonna agree with Victoria on everything Natasha, but I guess I'll go further with one particular moment, is that's when she's training with Hu Yang. The second one would be, this is the Dyad moment when Sabine was like, here's your lightsaber back. He's like, oh, I don't need it. It's yours. You can have it.
Yes.
And so the final one, not to put any tears in people's faces, but the final one is getting to see Ahsoka leave Anakin again, but with smiles, because frame by frame it matched her leaving the temple. Frame by frame it matched him watching her walk away. But
You could say
but the final frame was him smiling instead of pouting.
it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah.
I also got to toss in there, because I was hoping that you would say, that Pep, you would say Ezra making his lightsaber and modeling it after Kanan's.
Oh yeah, special shout
I
out
was
to all the
banking
Kanan
on you
drops.
saying that, so I didn't say it.
No,
That-
that's another one too. I mean, I would say that's
all of
4
the
then.
Kanan
That's number
drops.
4. But there's a lot
Well,
of
we can have 2 bonus ones if we really feel like it.
Yeah.
Does everybody have a
Young
bonus
method.
one?
You can have 2 bonus ones.
She invented the format. She gets what she
I
wants.
get to...
The Young format is 2 bonus ones.
This is what you guys get for
Favorite
naming shit
moment, the
after me.
whole
I get to
show.
fuck with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, special shout out to all the Kanan drops. Like that, I appreciated how they were still able to honor Kanan without actually having him there. And I guess you could also say the same for Leia's character, having her appear
Yes, I
through
loved that.
3PO. I was very happy about that, and also it's such a Leia thing to do. Like, I see my friend is in trouble. I can circumvent things and, like, you know, kind of twist the story and
Send a sassy
use,
email.
yeah, and use my my rank essentially to, you know, tell that guy to shut the fuck up. I can't remember his name, but he just doesn't need to be remembered.
Just like Hera said in the show, what's the point of having a high rank if you don't use it every once in a while?
Listen, I want a droid just so I can write sassy emails and have it delivered.
Yes. Dramatically.
Yeah.
Also, I guess on the same point about the Leia point, I love the connection to Bloodlines with Senator Ziono and also the Leia defensing. It's like we're kind of seeing Leia starting to doubt the New Republic like 15 years before Bloodline.
Yeah.
I have to say, the scene that made me the most upset was Sabine and Ezra getting separated. I was really mad.
Again.
I was so upset. I'm still not over it. I don't even care how they get back home. I just want them to be together again.
I want all of the Ghost Crew to be back together. I am a little upset we didn't get to see Uncle Zeb, but
Zeb wasn't in the budget, Young.
I'm well aware of that. They blew all of him in Mando season
And
3.
Hayden.
But like,
Yeah.
I just remember who's the voice actor for Zeb?
Steve
Bloom.
Steve.
So someone asked Steve, where's Zeb and Callus? He's like, well, I like to say they're helping with the rebellion, but they are happily tending to their Meliuran orchard.
I like the theory that they're watching Ezra's cat.
And Sabine's
They're just on the fall chilling.
Merly.
Merly, that made me happy. Merly was super cute, and apparently used the same like puppetry techniques that they used for Grogu. So there were like multiple Merly puppets.
I also popularly believe the theory that Zeb was added to Mando season 3 retroactively because they knew that they couldn't do it for Ahsoka. So I think they went back and reshot that in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or maybe they started it before to put him in.
Because they knew they couldn't do it.
And then they were
Ahsoka.
like, this is
Too
so
much.
expensive.
Honestly,
Oh my god.
Honestly.
How much? That's half the budget. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right?
They needed that
well
budget for
spent.
Hayden.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the
Yeah.
other shout out is, Hayden Force Ghost at the end, and just him looking proudly at Ahsoka. Like that's just a warm heart. And I love how everyone's like, yeah, I thought it was over, and I looked down at my phone and I look up and all of a sudden we see fucking Hayden Christensen and Force Ghost. Like, wait a damn minute here.
Which is also another point that was actually Anakin too.
Yeah, that one was Anakin. That one, no doubt, was Anakin. Oh, and the hay snips. Again, I'm never gonna get over that. I'm so happy they did that, but I'm never gonna get over that. That's my real vampire.
That kind of also makes me disappointed she didn't say Sky Guy. Anyways, let's catch up finally with some of the people in the chat with their favorite moments. We have Tommy P saying Sabine finally using the Force. That's also St. Pat's. How's it going, St. Pat? Jose says Hu Yang and Sabine Jedi Journey. Oh my gosh. Johnsky is saying I was so happy when they had David Tennant reprise his role as Hu Yang. Jose says Ahsoka versus Morgan. Anakin's Force Ghost at the end by Marianne. Hu Yang and Ahsoka's relationship, Master and Padawan relationships. The relationship between Ahsoka and Hu Yang, very underrated. Yeah. Balin standing on the cliff looking at the father and son statues. We're looking out from them. And then we have some Clone Wars flashbacks.
Oh, Rex. I wanted to see his face.
Me too.
Yeah, they should have had him,
I need
had
this-
him go, yes, sir.
I'm going to add Hu Yang throwing hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actual little boxing hands come up the middle and like, oh my god, that's so cute.
This is an old chat message. I suppose it was in response to what we were talking about in the community. Brady Sawyer says, or maybe hear me out there watching because they want it to be good, but it isn't. And to which I say, and if it isn't good, then why harp and linger on it? That's what we're talking about.
That's the thing. If it's not good, then you stop watching. You move on.
Critique it once and then say your point and move on.
Don't let it brain space. There's no point.
But with that said, does anybody have any final thoughts on Ahsoka or anything else?
I'm sad it came out during the time of the strikes, but I'm also glad that the strikes got people what they are owed and due. So it's not bittersweet, but like it's just a situation. I'm glad we can talk about it now.
I would like to say, I love you all, and Victoria, your Sabine cosplay is excellent, and Young, your future Sabine cosplay will be excellent.
What future Sabine cosplay? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's happening. You're not gonna get out of it that easily.
Yeah, we already know about it.
You know about it, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna do it.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, no.
Also, thank you, Jose Campos. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Welcome to Dyad and the Force, and welcome to the community. Harith, any final thoughts?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of been stated a lot. It was honestly top 3 Star Wars show for me still, even with all the flaws that it's been given. I just kind of resonate more with the character-driven Star Wars shows of like Andor, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka over Mando and Book of Boba Fett. But generally, I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10 if I had to give it on a score range.
How's it going, Legacy Naboo? I I give it as a Force person, I give it a 10 out of 10. And it's and it and Andor are side by side holding hands together because they hold
Skipping merrily in our hearts.
they hold the same place atop the peak, but for different reasons. Victoria, any final thoughts?
For me, I'm a little biased, but it's absolutely my favorite. 10 out of 10. It was heavy with the fantasy elements, which is like my favorite part of Star Wars. And I mean, going into it, I knew it wasn't going to be the same as like animated Rebels season 5. So I was like prepared for that, but it really exceeded my expectations. And the cast was perfect. Hera, Sabine, Ezra, Ahsoka. Like, I was a little worried with Rosario from what we saw of her before in Mando and Boba Fett, but I really liked her in the show. She was a little less stoic. I don't know. It was 10 out of 10. I really loved it. I'm so excited for season 2. Hopefully, season 2. Yeah.
We'd be dumb if they didn't. We're all gonna riot if they don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love Element 7. The image he put in my head of Ahsoka and Andor standing side by side, like the concept of the shows. And in my head, it became Bill and Frank from Last of Us.
Yeah.
And Andor is the soil, and Ahsoka is the flowers.
Yeah.
Lowrider lastly says Ahsoka was a great show. Ahsoka went from a little teenage animated Padawan of Anakin to someone who got their own show and impacted Anakin's story. 8 out of 10. Let's see here. Legacy said, I watched a couple of episodes with my film bro buddy who doesn't know a thing about the Rebels Clone Wars, and he thought that the filmmaking was better than any of the other live action Star Wars shows. Interesting. Were you gonna say Hearth?
I was gonna make a joke basically saying, like, if IGN rated the show, it would have been 7 out of 10 too much water.
Yeah, too many people getting stabbed. I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to make that joke for specifically Brandon only.
I think we kind of answered it. So a new user on the TikTok side asked, which is your favorite of the live-action Star Wars shows? Really quickly, Andor and Ahsoka.
Andor.
I can't really pick between the three, so I'm just gonna say Obi-Wan, Andor, and Ahsoka.
He's just gonna name the 3.
Yeah, the big 3.
He just lives the young method now. That's just it.
Well, the young method is 5, and I'm doing 3, so it got
5
with a new bonus if you choose to. It's there as a backup because it's hard
3
to
to
pick
5.
some of these sometimes. That's what you guys get for naming shit after me. I will abuse it.
Okay, so Choco, we had this idea during our pre-show, and I'm wondering if we can still do it. But it is getting late for some of our guests, so I will put it out there. There was an idea. There was an idea
to build a team of remarkable people.
There was a.
Did you really think you were the only kid superhero?
No, Pictionary. The idea was to play Pictionary because we hadn't played it since the strikes. So we'll leave it up to our guests to see if they're going to stick around for a guest bonus Pictionary. But on the TikTok side, we're going to end Dyad in the Force Prime or proper on the TikTok side. So,
what is this anime? Does this TikTok not have the filler?
But yeah, if you guys want to continue on over with us on the YouTube side, go on ahead. We'll be continuing with, I guess, bonus content if our guests are willing to. But for those in TikTok and for the rest of Dyad in the Force proper, Chopper has the final word. Okay. Bye-bye to the TikToks. Okay, you're still going? Okay.
Yeah, so if any of you guys need to jump out, that's okay.
He's still going.
It goes for a long time just by itself.
I was contemplating getting chat Chatterback chopper, but I already have like the Droid Depot one, and I'm like, I don't know if I need 2 choppers.
You always gonna need 2 choppers. I fully support
I
this.
know.
I'm just saying. Okay, we lost Brandon.
All right, we lost Choco.
Oh no.
What did he
He's
say?
like, I'm not playing Pictionary.
It was his idea.
Deuces.
Brandon was like, I'm out of here.
We'll give him a couple. We'll give him a couple minutes. Marianne, well, I'll ask you guys. Did you guys want to play Pictionary, or is it getting too late for you guys?
I mean, I have shit sleep habits anyway, and I'm probably not going to go to sleep, even though I'm going to say I'm going to go to sleep, so let's fucking play. Marianne, you're playing Pictionary.
Let's do it. Marianne.
You're playing Pictionary.
I was against it, but I'm into peer pressure, so let's go.
Peer pressure hurts. You're gonna play.
So sorry for disappearing for a second. I realized I was like, why is my stream so slow? And I realized I was yo-hoing earlier, and I still had a VPN on.
Are you hoeing?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Use the dark side, I see.
Oh,
Fine.
I didn't get it. I was like, yo hoeing, what the hell is that? Is
You
that
know
like
the
a
dark
Gen Z
side?
term or something?
Gen Z.
We're like an 18th century. I'm just kidding.
All right.
More like a 18 plus. Never mind.
Whoa!
Mm.
All right, so I'm putting the invite here in this chat, in this call, and also in the YouTube chat as well. This is what we are considering to be the
Click on it.
what is it? The Dyad at night.
When we get to see Choco show us his phallus.
Don't say that. For God's sake.
My question. His phallus obsession. There we
Jesus.
go. Let's try to finish the word, okay? Didn't finish the sentence. Don't judge me.
Oh man, this is
You brought this on yourself.
this is definitely Dyad at night now.
I just realized I don't have to have my green screen all the way up, so the little gap in my headset can not look as green. Yay.
I already started Diet at Night on the TikTok live. I just pre-gamed it.
This is true. This is true. I gotta get another one.
Another one.
Another swig.
But I like this idea of bonus content. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, by the way. I know it's late on the East. Harith, I don't care. You can suffer from peer pressure.
And I do have to go to work tomorrow, so.
I'm
Me
so sorry.
too. Me too.
Yeah, but you're going to go to work with a smile on your face.
Will
Yeah.
I?
After seeing Choco's
You
foul.
will. Oh.
I'm never bright eyed and bushy tailed.
Listen, if my phallus makes you smile, then
God, no, you're
I mean-
man, Choco, stop. Proposition
I was like,
yourself.
I can't even keep going. This is I'm sad.
Your next video.
I just made myself sad.
Your next video is hashtag OnlyFans, hashtag my phallus.
Choco's phallus.
Choco's phallus.
Listen, I need
Also
to find
has a bunch of
something to
hats.
merchandise. I'll
I heard hats and merchandise, and I have no idea where that was trying to go.
Harith Productions
Harith-
voted to. How is this even possible?
Wait, I'm so confused. Are you playing on 2 things?
No, I accidentally joined from another one and realized you could join from Discord. So I closed out of that tab, but it's still in it, the game. So I just decided to make a meme out of it.
Oh,
All right, if
okay.
you guys can continue joining if you want, we're gonna start the game.
It devolves very quickly if you're
you
new
can
here,
join
just
while
letting
it's
you guys know.
live. So
Yes.
I'm still gonna
put this
I'm
out
gonna
there
still-
because
Okay.
Whoa, I'm okay. Jesus Christ, I'm here. Don't yell at me. Oh, who is this? Crap. But- what?
What?
I don't, I I know it's a
It's Chad Kroger. Have you guys never heard Nickelback?
I think I don't. I don't know who. I don't know what his name is.
Look at this photograph.
Every time it makes me laugh.
Of course, Pat got it.
Hang on. I don't know.
Oh.
No, wait. Don't do anything. Nope. I have no idea. Wait. Oh.
I don't know what more I can draw.
I don't know what else. Oh, that's how you spell it. What?
Okay.
Okay.
How many Star Wars characters' names start with Q? Like
Oh fuck, that's me. Wait, oh no.
Look, brain on alcohol, brain. That's all my only explanation.
I don't know. No. Oh god, I don't know how
I
to
can turn
do
this off now too.
this.
By the way, don't pay attention to the vertical viewpoint. It's not live on TikTok anymore. Clearly, that's not set up.
How do I? There we go. Shoot. I don't know. Fuck yeah.
What?
Fuck.
Huh?
Thank you for getting that, Victoria, because I have no idea how else to do this.
I had to Google how to spell it. That is spelling. That's my girlfriend.
That's bad. That's really bad.
We
No.
need something for this. We need something for Dyad.
So cute.
Oh.
That's a weird music. I don't like it. I don't like that
like
music.
What about
No,
this?
it's weird.
I don't like it because I actually listen to the background music while I'm podcasting, so I'm just like, it's like getting 2 different tracks at once. Oh, it's Ayla Secura.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know what else to do, guys.
All right, Loretta, make sure to pick fast. Pick fast.
Sorry, this music.
Let's go.
What am I playing? Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
That's all I can think of is.
A gingerbread man from Shrek.
Oh.
Someone who lost their arm.
Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is? Dang, no, it's not.
I'm really bad at this.
Wrong space franchise.
I was
wreck.
Oh.
That was a gimme at that point.
Look, it's Pep's favorite thing. When you write descriptions of the character, he loves it so much.
Oh, I do that all the time because I just can't do anything else.
Same. I do it too, but he's like, stop, no.
And if you guys have to look up an image to go off of, totally cool. Do it.
Speak of the devil, guess what I'm gonna have to do?
Let's see. I want to guess what he's looking up.
I did the same thing.
Okay. This is not gonna be fun.
I have faith.
You shouldn't have.
Gray. What the?
Wait, I'm gonna. How do I undo my hair? Let me undo for a second.
Rock.
The.
Wait. What the heck, Aaron?
It will make sense when I draw the other pieces.
You're running out of time, bro.
We'll go faster then.
Oh.
The.
Huh?
What?
Alright, now enter the phalluses.
What?
It's a unicorn.
It's where we're gonna live, young. We're gonna live here.
What?
We're gonna live on. We're gonna live with.
Oh
The
Jesus!
ghost?
What?
Oh.
Yeah,
How did you get that, Brandon? I'm just generally curious.
I just counted the letters. It was purely.
Sorry, Victoria, when you said we're gonna live here, I'm like, that's not Pabu.
Okay, how do
It also
I?
didn't look like the ghost. it just looked like a fucked up kite.
It was just a bunch of like parallelograms.
That looks like Dalsum.
Sorry, I'm like not great at drawing this.
Oh, nobody's good at drawing on these things.
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is amazing.
Fuck is
What
his
do you?
name?
Wait. Oh.
Why is it not letting me?
It's
Shoot,
the
how do you do
guy.
it?
There's a couple of them who have names.
Oh wait.
Ah, okay, that's how you do it.
There we go. There.
Ah. Bullshit, you're not good at this.
Right?
Omega. She's just
Omega.
Oh, it was the other one.
Say Lamasu Mamakusa. Lamase Namasu.
Nalase Lamasu. All right, Pat.
All right, St. Pat.
Pat's probably
Gotta
gonna
pick
draw, or skip his turn. Oh,
Pat
Pat.
lost his turn.
We knew you had at least one Confederate. CIS.
Look, he will spread a separatist propaganda later.
Okay.
Evie's mad.
Sun Scrub. Scrub Daddy.
Hand puppet.
I was gonna say a sock puppet.
That's just,
It does look like.
What?
that's
in
just
the-
Choco's phallus.
Oh wait. Oh my god.
Oh,
That's very
He's-
good, but I have no idea
he's
what
cute.
that is.
I
What
like
is
him.
that? Whoa. Huh? Marianne. Oh! Oh, okay. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
What?
Solo.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I see it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't
Oh wait.
know.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I gotta take this off. No! I almost got it. No!
Oh, there's no way I was gonna get that.
I didn't.
Nope.
I didn't capture the complexity of her expressions.
I was so caught on thinking it was the serpent from Tross that I kept trying to get away from it. And Pat said Solo, and I was like, oh, it's Lady Proxima.
Didn't that have 6 eyes?
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is.
KG, you have missed fun times, but have not missed the fun times, nor Choco's phallus.
Wait. Hold up.
Oh my god! I fat fingered it.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. We gotta know this one.
How do you spell his name? Oh, son of a gun.
This is Choco's theme.
Is this Choco's phallus like entrance song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Entrance? What? It's like a
Just think about WWE in this place.
like.
comes out, hip thrusting. Okay.
What's up, jabronis?
Oh my god, why my brain is braining?
Why your brain braining? Damn those loafers! Holy crap! Okay. Gave him
There you go. I'm an idiot. Don't mind me.
Why can't I think of his name?
That's what happened to me.
You can't spell.
Dude, neither can I. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I was just like, it's Donnie Yen. I can't type Donnie Yen. Ip Man? I don't know.
Balls to the walls. Hold on.
I would just like to say at this very moment something that AJ says on his live streams. Shit ass.
What? Stop. Why? It's not working. My thing's like freezing. There we go.
Oh, I think you might have had like the line tool. Oh, that's definitely. Yes!
No, wrong thing. Come on. Why is this not fucking working?
I know, but that's turning into Spawn, and I'm here for it.
We got it.
Yeah.
I'm at 69 points. I can't get any more right.
Very nice.
Child.
Hey.
Great success.
Okay, that looks like a
Oh,
clothing
what I was
item.
having before.
Swimming pool.
Am I wrong?
What?
No.
No.
Oh.
Oh, hold on. Nope. Is that supposed to be a person?
Huh?
No.
Oh, wait. Shit.
Ahsoka.
Wait a minute.
I don't know how to spell, so don't judge me. Exegol? What? Oh, what's that shit called?
Wow.
What was it?
Interval?
What was it?
Lowrider, what was it? If you can type in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah,
God. Have fun, y'all.
Snap
Snap
Wexley.
Wexley. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Is that slug guy?
Oh,
No.
Snap Wexley.
Man, I would have drawn Mr. Bones and then drew a kid.
Oh, him! No idea what names are.
No, it makes sense now. I got it.
Rock. An egg.
Max Kanata.
Sorry, I'm drawing like this is a little more complicated than everything I've ever drawn before.
Oh.
Gastritis? Wait.
Fuck, how do you spell it?
Wait, I need to make it smaller.
You spelled it right. So annoying. Hey.
I
did not
don't
spell it
wait.
right.
This is not. Is that like a sperm
Oh.
attached to an egg. You know.
Oh, there's no way.
I didn't realize it till the very, very last second.
Oh.
It was.
I was trying to draw the arena.
It was
I
the
literally
bulbous lightsaber.
I was just drawing the arena, and I drew it too big, and I couldn't undo everything.
I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna Google it real quick.
Yep.
What I had to
It was a
do.
lightsaber. Take your mind out of the gutter, Mari.
Oh. Oh, shit. I don't know, guys.
Hey, Faith, you got this.
Click on the hint button like 2 times.
Hint. Where's the hint?
So
oh,
we
I
can
see
guess
it. I see
with
it.
a blank drawing.
You
Okay.
can even hit it a
Alright,
third
go
time.
for
If you're really nice.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Hail Satan.
Okay. This is
Uh,
good. Okay. Good luck, guys. I can't.
Oh,
I don't know how to-
hold up,
is the sun?
Happy day.
Happy day. A happy day.
Okay.
Is the planet?
Okay.
It's
Now,
a
who's there? Who is
Planet.
there? Okay. Who's there? I don't even know. Okay. Here's a person that was there.
What?
Guys, I literally don't know what this is.
Here's a person that was there.
Okay. I need
A
purple.
Huh?
What?
Purple.
Okay, so it's Mace. Mace was there doing something.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Haroon Call?
Yeah.
That's Haroon Call.
What is that? I don't
That's
even
good.
know.
That's good. That's really good. Oh.
I really
That was a good one, though.
never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Yeah, that's his home planet.
Oh, okay.
Can you please stop? Oh my god.
Wow, this is
He's
a
yelling
long...
at me. Fuck.
I love how music
Is
wise.
this Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
I would say I love music wise. We went from Cyberpunk to Blade Runner.
I mean, they're
What
both
in
the same. The same.
hell?
genre-wise.
Oh.
Oh! Yeah!
I don't even know what else to put.
Marianne should get this one.
Oh, I spelled it wrong.
Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Maul.
Well, there's a versus there, and then there's like, Duel of Fates. I was not thinking
gosh.
music score play a factor into this.
Yeah, I can't.
I should have
spell
put music
Google
notes. That's my fault.
Yeah, it is.
apparently.
Slytherin.
Snake.
Wait, hold up.
Snake. Oh, it's a snake.
Snake?
The appropriate response to that is badger.
I thought I could metagame it for a second.
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
SL.
Jesus.
Seb?
That's practically giving it away.
Seb.
Oh, that's a person.
What?
Huh? The hint made it more confusing than less confusing.
I'm very confused. I don't know who the fuck Seb is.
What is this?
It's a little.
It's a Doug.
Sublin?
I mean, I don't know. I just.
It was
Sebula. Who the fuck is
Sebulba.
that?
Oh.
The one with the
The
Oh,
guy that
yeah,
Anakin went
the
up in
pod
episode
racer
Oh,
guy.
1.
that thing.
the bull.
Oh, he's a Doug, and a
He said
particularly
McClunky
mean
before
one
it was
too.
cool.
No, it looked like a guy on a laptop. No, Mari, you don't give up. That was beautiful.
On, fucking stupid thing.
I'm still waiting on DJO to give us our Doug Jedi. It's phase 3. We need a Doug Jedi.
It's a ship.
It's a speeder.
Oh wait.
What?
What? I've hit every combination I can think of.
I don't know what it's called.
No, don't use a dash. Just no space, no dash.
Oh, no space, no dash. Okay.
I don't know what else I could.
I don't know what it's called.
I'm-
What is it
Alphabet
called?
Squadron.
I hate
What's it
being
called?
I hate being close. I hate
I don't know
being
what
close.
it's called.
Just do all the letters.
I literally was typing X, B, Y, A. I was like, what combination is there?
Victoria, did you do audiobooks for Alphabet Squadron?
Yes.
Okay, so you got to hear all the rock music in Star Wars. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yes, I loved Alphabet Squadron. That's the only reason I got that. I was like, oh yeah, let me just type in all the numbers, letters till I get it.
I love Star Wars.
Same.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles. I love it when the ship goes vroom.
Me too.
Let's go, low rider.
Low rider.
I believe in you.
Chopper
Chopper believes
believes.
in you. God.
4 words.
Letters.
Yeah, that's 4 words. Obi-Wan versus Qui-Gon versus Maul.
Like, I was going to type droid, and then I realized droid had 5 letters, so I just stopped at droid.
Wait. No, I thought I could do it. I thought I had magic combination. That's too many words. I
Chopper's
realized
giving
after
us the
typing it.
answer.
It's laughing at us.
What in the?
we're just
I
like,
don't know
Loaf.
what's happening.
loaf. We know that's not an answer, Choco.
Limb.
Baby.
Wait, that doesn't work.
Oh, what is something called? I don't know what it's called. Crap. I'm horny?
That's what I read.
I'm Han's.
I am
no!
Horn's friend.
Han's friend.
Friend's friend.
Ooh?
What
What
was it?
it?
He's,
It's a Lobot. Oh, no.
no.
Oh, it's Lobot.
L337.
Okay.
I don't know who that is. Wait, is that lady droid?
It's
Yeah.
Gwendolyn Christie. In Solo.
Sorry, I'm
No,
gonna do
that-
the thing.
that's
Pep
not-
Law.
No,
Christie.
that's
Christie is
Ladybird. It's
If you want to play.
Children.
Children.
Children of the ways?
Chidlern.
Children of the
Chidlern.
Children of the what? What?
Children on the Roof.
Foundlings.
Founder.
Founder. The what? The ways?
Oh,
The
I got you. I see what you're putting
This
down.
is the way. What? The order? No. I can't. Words are hard.
Come on.
Huh?
He gave it away.
I don't know. Children of the Watch? Founder? Oh.
Hammer?
I don't know how to spell
Oh,
armor.
Is she the founder?
No.
I guess. I'm just assuming it was the
she's
easiest way to
not.
kind of describe it in words. I could. I realized
Either way, either she's a founder or the refounder after they dwindled down to 2.
And then I realized afterwards how easy it was to draw, and I started drawing it once again.
Yeah, she's easy
Jeez.
to draw.
I couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't stop reading Chidler.
And my mind went to Chidler on the roof, and then I started making music. It got weird real quick.
Oh, hair.
What is this? Kermit the Frog?
No.
Oh wait.
Oh,
Cyclops?
Yeah, that's all I can see is Cyclops.
husband.
Oh. As soon as Young said husband.
My husband.
Oh wait.
All right.
Dang!
Oh, that hurt.
Excellence to all.
Choco.
Excellent.
One? Choco Phallus one?
I never win. No, we are exiting out of the game. Even though my next option would have given me the ability to draw Dexter Jetster, I'm a little disappointed myself.
But yeah, that about wraps things up for Dyad and the Force at night, I suppose. It is that after all. It is at night. A little later for the East Coasters, but love to thank Victoria, Pineapple and Pizza, Pat. I was gonna call him Pentiliano again. Harith for coming in, and everybody else in chat for tuning in and coming back for the maiden voyage of a strikeless world. Congratulations to congratulations to SAG-AFTRA and WGA for getting everything that they deserve and securing the future of the industry for its workers.
At least for the next 3 years.
Yeah, for the next 3 years.
And then it'll begin again.
But yeah, Victoria, do you have any final thoughts or any kind of plugs you want to make?
No, I mean, you can find me on Instagram, Jedi Knight Victoria, and TikTok, Evers. But yeah, that's it.
Pineapple on pizza?
Lifestyle Youngling on TikTok. And maybe a YouTube channel, who knows? It might be happening, who knows? Yeah, that's it. I enjoyed it. Really, thank you for letting me be on the comeback episode, I guess you could say, for talking Star Wars again. Always a good time.
Absolutely.
Even though we're no longer friends.
Harris?
You can find my unhinged thoughts over on Podwans this Thursday because we already recorded the first episode and it's switching over to pre-recorded format of us just shooting the shit. So if you want to see me shoot my shit, go over to Podwans.
Nobody wants to see that.
What kind?
I think we will tune in next Thursday to see people speak to each other.
Yeah.
But I'll pass on seeing you watching you shoot your shit.
Oh my god. It sounded way better in my head than it did out loud. Anyway, you can find me over at Podwan. Hair Productions on TikTok and Instagram, hair_artist on Twitter.
Yeah. It always comes out different than how it sounded in your head, much like wanting to see Choco's phallus. That stuff. Choco?
I that was a hell of a segue. Thank you.
All right, guys. That's it. On to the next one.
For light and for life.
We are all the Dyad.
And may the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique de la Nice Cardinal be with you.
What?
Salamat po.